listening to Reading Fightin' Phillies Baseball on the R-Phillies Radio Network. Now, out to the ballpark with your broadcasters, Bob McCool and Jake Starr.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome from FirstEnergy Stadium. It is the Reading Fightin' Phillies radio pregame show. We are coming to you live from the press box here in FirstEnergy Stadium. Alongside my broadcast partner, Jake Starr. My name is Bob McCool. The Reading Fightin' Phillies begin a 6-game homestand as they welcome the Richmond Flying Squirrels to Baseball Town. Richmond coming into tonight's game after the first half finished in 4th place in the Southeast Division at 33-36. And, of course, Reading finished the first half at 28-40, which was 6th in the Northeast Division. However, tonight begins a brand new season for everybody within the Eastern League. Tonight begins the second half of the season, so Richmond, Reading, everyone else in the Eastern League begins at 0-0. So, Jake, I think we start with that, obviously, because this seems to be kind of the thought process. Obviously, it's no choice but to think that way. But for Reading, a team that felt all along throughout the first half, despite the fact that that record never got to 500, they believed that they were a much better baseball team. Now they have the opportunity to prove it, beginning now at 0-0.
Yeah, and I mean, I think they have a rightful reason to believe that they were a better baseball team than the record showed in the first half. And that was the message from this coaching staff, from these players, especially when talking to them over the course of the last week, too, up in Portland. They're all excited for this new opportunity, for this fresh start. And look, it's not often in any semblance of sports you get the opportunity to kind of hit the reset button and do it. But look, they went 6-14 in the month of April. Since April, they're 22-26. Yes, that's not much better, still below 500, but at the same time, 22-26, if you're standing there right now, there's a chance to turn things around. So they're playing good baseball, and I think they finished off the first half. Couldn't ask for a better way to end it. You won a series against a really, really good Portland team on the road. So there's a jolt of confidence, too, to find a way to just get some more wins, because that confidence is there. You feel good, but it's all about, what have you done for me lately? You won the series,
yep.
Now it's a chance to, you got to carry that momentum into this week.
Yeah, that's really what it boils down to. It's all good, it's all fine, and the right things to say, which is to say, hey, we get a second life here, but now you got to prove it once the lines get crossed. So we'll take a timeout. We're back with more of our Reading Fightin' Phillies pregame show coming to you live from FirstEnergy Stadium.
International Fireworks is the official fireworks provider of the R-Phillies. International Fireworks shoots every fireworks show throughout the season, including 8 Mega Blast fireworks shows. International Fireworks also provides the pregame fireworks after the national anthem at each game. International Fireworks has a nearby retail store in Douglasville, Pennsylvania, where you can purchase all of your fireworks. Visit fireworksorus.com for more information about the International Fireworks retail store in Douglasville. Thanks again to International Fireworks, the official fireworks provider of the R-Phillies.
Star City Boxing, located at 4760 Schuylkill Avenue in Reading, is a 501c3 non-profit boxing gym unlike any other. Our goal is not only to help you be fit, but to be the best outlet for our youth and community. We welcome anyone who wants to improve their way of life, be fit, and box competitively or non-competitively. We work with you to reach your goals in and out of the gym. Stop in and meet our stars today. Check us out and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for upcoming events and happenings. And visit our website today at starcityboxing.org for more information on how to join, volunteer with our youth, or support our efforts in the community. Star City Boxing is a proud continued 2023 R-Phillies Fiesta Friday partner.
The Penn State Health St. Joseph's 67 Club is the original hospitality area at FirstEnergy Stadium. Conveniently located along the third base side, the 67 Club gives you a front row seat to all the action at the hot corner. The area is safely protected from line drives with a large see-through net. Starting at $34, groups of 20 or more can enjoy a 2.5-hour all-you-can-eat buffet. Children 4 and under are free. Visit rphils.com or call us at 610-370-BALL to reserve your group outing today.
Welcome back to the pregame show on the Reading Fightin Phillies Radio Network. First pitch is scheduled for 7 o'clock. Again, the Fightin Phillies hosting the Richmond Flying Squirrels. They'll be home right up until the eve of the 4th of July, which, in case you don't know, that's the 3rd of July. The Phillies will be here until Monday. Plenty of fireworks on tap, as you might expect. It is, after all, a weekend here at FirstEnergy Stadium, and it's leading up to the 4th of July, so why not even have more fireworks? They'll have fireworks Thursday night, Friday night, Mega Blast fireworks on Saturday and Monday, all leading you to the 4th of July when the Phillies will head back out on the road. But along what we're talking about here on the Reading Fightin Phillies Radio Network is about this team as it moves into the second half. And obviously there will probably be roster changes as this second half unfolds. We'll have to wait and see how all of that shakes itself out. No major roster changes as of yet within the Phillies organization as it impacts most of the teams down here. Some guys have been shuffling back and forth between AAA and AA over the course of the last couple of weeks. That's pretty much standard fare, but there could be some major shakeups. You never know how that may play itself out. But this roster, as it stands right now, this lineup, as good as it's been, leading the league in hitting since opening weekend, maybe even better than it was before. It will provide its own fireworks, led by, obviously, the guys who are doing the most damage. Carlos De La Cruz, who continues his hot streak. Johan Rojas, who's putting up all-star caliber numbers. And the guy we've referred to as the stealth bomber of this team, Matthew Kroon, who is now among the leaders in the Eastern League in hitting and hitting at a right .327 as we begin play tonight.
Yeah, and I had a conversation with Al Padrique last weekend kind of about how deep this lineup has gotten, and it begins to get into a conversation. I almost compared it to musical chairs, because now you need to find creative ways, because you have 13, 14 guys that you could argue could be everyday players at this level, but you only have 9 spots in the lineup. Like tonight, for example, Madison Stokes and Nick Podkul, 2 guys who were everyday players for this team for the better part of the last couple of months, who kind of found themselves starting some days, coming off the bench some days, and that's just a byproduct of how much deeper this team has got. You got Jalen Ortiz, you have Casey Martin. The reinforcements, I don't even say reinforcements, this offense didn't need reinforcements. The added boost of firepower for this offense has come, and it's made it even better. So Alpadrique goes, he's like, yes, it's a good headache to have anytime where you have too many bats. You'd rather have that than not enough bats. So the consistency is there. Now it's a matter of just making sure you get guys consistent enough at bats so the consistency for everybody stays there.
And in addition to the guys who have been here throughout the year that we've been talking about, they also get the reinforcements that have come, one from above, and that is Jalen Ortiz, who was sent back here to Reading right before the series ended here at home, and they ultimately then went on the road with them to Portland. But Jalen Ortiz is a guy who brings some pop in the middle of the lineup. There's no question about that. He's got big power potential. We've seen it so far in a monster home run he hit last weekend. However, the other added attraction, if you will, back into this lineup is Barron Radcliffe, and a guy who gives them some left-handed power. He had shown that early on in the season, but unfortunately his season came to an end, or came to a stop early on in April with a shoulder injury. He suffered that diving back into first base and has been out since. He was reinstated back in the lineup after being on the disabled list for 60 days. Now back in the lineup, his first game back here in Reading since that injury, and he's a guy in this ballpark with that obstacle out in left center field and right center field, the Redners Event Center, to shoot for. We expected that this could be a big season for Barron Radcliffe. He's back in the lineup, he's back in the 4 hole, and now see if he gets his timing down, and he could be an absolute huge addition down the stretch.
Yeah, timing the big thing for Radcliffe right now. Look, he had a good week last week at Portland, hit 286. Scored 4 runs, para-double, 2 RBI, did have 9 strikeouts. So that, of course, a byproduct of trying to work the timing back after spending, like you said, 2+ months on the injured list. But no, he's got the power, he has the pop, and for him just be a matter of getting the at-bats. And as the at-bats come, the confidence will come, the discipline will come, and the ability to hit the ball for power will come. And look, Portland's not really much of a hitter's ballpark. You have a 35-foot wall in left field, the main monster. It's pretty deep to all parts of the park, but this is a hitter's ballpark, and it's Baron Radcliffe's first games back here since that Hartford series in the beginning of April. So I know I speak for a lot of people when I say really excited to have his bat back in the lineup, especially at a ballpark like this.
And it also gives Al Padrique a little bit of flexibility in his lineup because now he's got another left-handed bat that he can add in with Ethan Wilson and Oliver Dunn. And so when we look at tonight's lineup, you're going to see some right, left situations that the Phils did not have as much of before. So that makes it a little bit more difficult to pitch against them in later innings when you start to go to the bullpen, and now you have to go right, left, and now you need a little bit more versatility in your bullpen as a result of that. So it gives him a little bit more flexibility in how he makes up this lineup. And when you look at this lineup now with Radcliffe at 4, Ortiz at 5, and Ethan Wilson, who has been a big part of this lineup all season long, is batting 6th in this lineup. That gives you an indication of the depth he has. Oliver Dunn, who leads his team in RBIs, is batting 8th tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, there's been a lot of guys. You've seen Stokes low in the lineup now, Podkul, and them batting quote-unquote low in the lineup is not an indication of how they're playing at all. It's just how deep this team is. And like Al Padrique said, it's a very good headache to have. And look, this is a team that for a long time did not have a very deep bench either. A lot of days it was, some semblance of your backup catcher and sometimes your third catcher and maybe one more person off the bench. Now you're looking at a point where you have multiple bats off the bench that you can go to at any given point and can play any position. I mean, just look at Sunday. Jalen Ortiz gets a start at DH. Nick Podkul, not originally in the starting lineup. Jalen Ortiz gets ejected in the first inning, and then Nick Podkul goes 2 for 3 with 2 triples. So, that's a luxury they may not have had before, but now they do, and just how much deeper this team has gotten. And look, as the second half gets underway here, it's a good situation to be in.
And one other piece of news that comes out of the ballpark here at FirstEnergy Stadium, McAble, who will get the start tomorrow night for the Phils, was selected by Major League Baseball to represent in the All-Star Futures game. So a great honor for him, and the young man who's just 21 years of age, a former first-round draft pick, will be making the trip to pitch in the All-Star Futures game. It's an awesome selection for him.
And I had a chance to talk to Mick about it today. It's one thing he's really excited about. It's his first time since high school that he gets to go back and pitch close to home. He's from Oregon, about a 3-hour drive to T-Mobile Ballpark in Seattle. So tons of friends and family. He said 25 to 30 friends and family are going to be in Seattle to watch him. Then he'll have a chance to go home and spend the All-Star break at home. So for McAble, A, great opportunity, but B, for really the first time since his junior year of high school in 2019, he'll have a chance to pitch in front of a good amount of family and friends.
Yeah, so that's a great opportunity for him to not only get that kind of exposure, but also, as Jake said, a chance for him to go home. But the pitching staff remains pretty much intact for the Fightin Phils, especially on the starter side. Again, with Mick Abel, Griff McGarry still very much a part of it. He will follow Mick Abel to the mound, scheduled to start in Friday night's game. David Parkinson, Josh Hendrickson, who was up in the Lehigh Valley for the last couple of weeks, is back here to rejoin this rotation, and then Victor Vargas, who gets the start tonight. So the pitching rotation is still set as a 6-man rotation, and I think the Phillies organization likes the opportunity to have that simply because it's giving Abel and McGarry an extra off day through all of it. And then the guy I don't want to forget about is Tyler Phillips, who has put together back-to-back outstanding starts for the Phils.
Yeah, I mean, make it 3 in a row, too. He had 2 straight really strong ones on the road at Portland, and then the prior week against Hartford, a really good start that included 6 no-hit innings as well. So, no, he's feeling really good, feeling really confident, has gotten himself to a point where his breaking pitches are breaking more confidently, staying on top of those off-speed pitches, and he's hitting the spots as a fastball. So there's always a guy that always asks, who's someone who is going to respond after a rough outing? It was him. Had that 10-run outing, and he's come back with 3 straight really good starts. We won't see him until Sunday in this series, but when he's out there, I mean, it's very fair to expect another good outing from him.
And then obviously the last piece of the puzzle, which has been a piece of the puzzle that the Phils have struggled with throughout this season, and one of the reasons why they ended up where they finished the first half at 28-40 was trying to put together the pieces in the bullpen. The Phils have juggled that high leverage spot, a number of different players. They've used a number of different guys in that spot, trying to figure out the guy who can give them the last 3 outs in a big spot Right now, that guy has been Tyler McKay, and for the most part, when those instances have arisen, Tyler McKay has responded. We'll see how it all unfolds. Again, as of now, it is a brand new season, and the Fightin Phils and the Richmond Flying Squirrels will get it started. We'll take a timeout, back with our broadcast, our starting lineups, and first pitch, all on the Reading Fightin Phils Radio Network, coming your way after this.
Humane Pennsylvania is an innovative national leader in animal welfare with adoption centers, accredited nonprofit veterinarian hospitals, emergency animal rescue services, community pet assistance programs, and a free community dog park. At HPA, we are passionate about going the extra base to keep your pets healthy and happy at home with you. With a variety of services and different ways and times to access them and variable pricing, Humane Pennsylvania is here to provide your pets with exceptional care, how, when, and where they need it. Visit humanepa.org for more information. White Star Tours and Travel Centers offers the R-Phils fan road trip again this season. It's your chance to hit the road with other R-Phils fans, see an R-Phils road game, meet with an R-Phils player, and also see an Iron Pigs and Phillies road game. The White Star R-Phils road trip visits Altoona, Toledo, and Cleveland from Thursday, July 20th until Sunday, July 23rd. See the R-Phils in Altoona Thursday, meet with an R-Phils player or coach, then head to Toledo Friday and Cleveland Saturday to see many former Fightins in action. The trip heads back to Reading on Sunday. Visit the customer service booth for more info on the White Star R-Phils fan road trip to Altoona, Toledo, and Cleveland. Space is very limited, so sign up today. Can't make it to the ballpark? The R-Phils Radio Network has you covered. Legendary Berks County broadcaster Bob McCool is joined by Jake Starr, and they'll bring you radio coverage of all 69 R-Phils home games in 2023. Tune in on the Fightin Phils YouTube channel, Twitch account, Facebook page, or at rphils.com/radio.
The Savage Auto Group Ram Club puts you close to the action on the field with seating in the front two rows located directly behind the Fightin Phils bullpen down the right field line. Fans will enjoy terrific waitress service and have counter space for their food and drink. Fans can reserve the area for 36 people or book any amount of tickets.
Keep up with everything R-Phils on social media. Follow us for exclusive content such as highlights, interviews, features, and much more. Find us on Twitter at Reading Fightins, on Instagram at Fightins, on Facebook by searching Reading Fightin Phils, and even on TikTok. Keep up with one of the mostly followed teams in all of minor league baseball on social media.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome FirstEnergy Stadium. The sights, Reading Fightin Phils baseball is back for the second half of the season as they welcome the Richmond Flying Squirrels to FirstEnergy Stadium for a 6-game homestand. The Squirrels finished the first half at 33-36. That was fourth best in the Southeast Division. Reading finished at 28-40. And in last place in the Northeast Division. But all of that is irrelevant at this point in time as it starts a brand new season here with the second half of the season. Alongside my broadcast partner, Jake Starr, my name is Bob McCool, and it's time for us to take a look at our Golden Oaks Landscaping starting lineup for the Flying Squirrels. Wade Meckler will lead it off for Richmond. Vaughn Brown is in center field batting second. Marco Luciano, one of the top prospects in the San Francisco Giants organization, bats third. He plays shortstop. Shane Matheny is in batting cleanup, and at third base, Andy Thomas bats fifth and is the catcher. Batting in the sixth spot is the designated hitter Brandon Martirano. Batting seventh, right fielder Carter Williams. Batting eighth is first baseman Logan Wyatt. And batting ninth is second baseman Hayden Cantrell. They will be facing for the Fightins right-handed pitcher Victor Vargas.
Victor Vargas making his first start in 10 days. Was roughed up against Hartford on Sunday the 18th and spent a 10-day stint on the development list. But before that was really good. No earned runs across 6 innings and a win against the Yargoats on June the 13th. But overall, Vargas 1-2, a 6.65 ERA across 5 starts, 23 innings pitched, 22 hits allowed, 18 runs, 17 earned, 11 walks, 8 strikeouts, a whip of 143, batting average against of 259. And look, for Vargas, the key is simple. Keep the ball down in the zone and induce weak contact. When he leaves it up, that's where he gets in trouble.
Our EPAW Weather Consulting game time temperature is at 75 degrees, and with the wind blowing out to right center field, which is not anything unusual for this ballpark, at around 8 to 10 miles an hour. Source for public and private forecasts in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware, and northern and eastern Maryland. That is EPAW Weather Consulting. And we are underway with Victor Vargas facing Wade Meckler. And the first pitch is a ball. The second is way outside, ball 2. The defense behind Vargas, Ethan Wilson is at left. Johan Rojas is in center. Carlos de la Cruz in right. Jaden Ortiz is at first base. Second base is Oliver Dunn. Casey Martin at short. Matthew Kroon is at third. And Cody Roberts is behind the plate. But right now, Victor Vargas is in trouble right out of the gate, missing with his first 3 pitches to Wade Meckler, who bats at .355 as he stands in. And the third and fourth pitch is outside, so 4 straight pitches outside the strike zone, and Wade Meckler's a base runner.
Yeah, Vargas trying to work the corners around the zone, not getting any calls, most of them down in the zone. So we'll see how he adjusts here. You know, like we said, it's obviously a tricky game here. You want to hit your spots. You don't want to leave things up over the plate, but at the same time, you're not getting the calls. You're not hitting the spots. You don't want to give in. So it's a, interesting back and forth.
They'll bring up Vaughn Brown after missing on 4 straight pitches. He swings at the first pitch, fouls it back. Cody Roberts, Matthew Kroon to the Flying Squirrels dugout, and eventually they run out of room as it lands in the first row of seats, in the box seats right behind the dugouts, and becomes a souvenir for a young fan. So Vaughn Brown, the number 6 prospect in the San Francisco Giants organization. The Squirrels, the AA affiliate of the San Francisco Giant. Vaughn Brown bats now, no balls and a strike. Hits it .245 as he stands in with 3 home runs and 13 RBIs on the year. The 0-1 pitch is again outside, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Brown does have some pop. He has excellent speed. Plays in center field, and he's a very good defensive center fielder as well. 1-1 pitch is driven into center field. Johan Rojas will go back a couple of steps. He'll wait for it and squeeze it for the first out.
Vargas gets that one in on the hands of Vaughn Brown. Skies the center, hit it well, but not particularly deep. So you got 1, and obviously surprising to see Brown going back a few pitches, swing at that first pitch after Vargas walked the first batter on 4 pitches.
So that'll bring up Marco Luciano, the number 2 prospect in the Giants organization. Native of San Francisco de Macorís in the Dominican Republic, and the first pitch to him is over for a called strike. He too, like Mick Abel, was selected for the Futures All-Star game. Hitting at .218 on the season, 10 home runs, 27 RBIs. Pickoff attempt, and Meckler dives back in safely. Meckler has not stolen a lot. He's been a very productive leadoff man for the Flying Squirrels since being called up from Eugene, their high Class A level team. But only 2 out of 3 stealing attempts. This one popped up into shallow right field. Carlos de la Cruz will call for it, and he'll make the catch, and that's quickly 2 outs now in the inning.
Yeah, initially hit into kind of one of those man spots, but hangs up in the air, hit high enough that De La Cruz is able to coast in and make the catch.
That'll bring up Shane Matheny. Matheny, one of 6 guys who will stand in the left-handed batter's box tonight for the Squirrels facing Vargas, including Hayden Cantrell, their 9-hole hitter who's a switch hitter. So it is a left-handed dominant lineup tonight, and the first pitch to Matheny is outside for a ball. Matheny began the season at AAA at Sacramento and sent back down to Richmond on June 13th. Since his return to Richmond, 2 hitting at .250. 1 home run and 10 RBIs. Now he's ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. So Vargas started the game with 4 straight outside the zone. That has Wade Meckler at first base, but now 2 outs. And 2-0 to Matheny. Now pickoff attempted. Meckler dives back in without a problem. Dennis Pelfrey, the manager for Richmond, is coaching at third. Lipso Neva coaching at first. Meckler takes off, and the pitch is driven in right field for a base hit. De La Cruz over to cut it off. He bobbles the baseball. Probably wasn't going to matter. With Meckler taking off on the pitch, he was going to get the third anyhow. So now runners at the corner, first hit of the game for Richmond.
Yeah, it looked like a bit of a hit and run, and that one was stung off the bat from Matheny. 108 off the stick from him, and yeah, bobble or not, De La Cruz was not getting Meckler at third. He had that base all the way on the base hit.
He was, and he did not allow Matheny to move up a base as well. So Matheny stays at first. Meckler at third with 2 down now for Andy Thomas. Thomas hitting at 201 on the season, does have a team-high 32 RBIs as he stands in an RBI spot with 2 on and 2 out in the top half of the first. This one hit hard down the line and fair. It will roll into the bullpen. Meckler scores. Matheny being waved around. He will score easily. And a stand-up 2-run triple for Andy Thomas. Flying Squirrels jump on top 2-0.
Yeah, broken bat, not hit hard at all, and just sneaks inside that first base line past Jalen Ortiz and goes all the way to the corner. You know, you go from one where you sting it for a single, then you don't hit one too hard, and it works its way to the corner, and Richmond strikes first. Leadoff walk comes around the bite.
Yep, just thinking the exact same thing, that leadoff walk. Otherwise, Vargas might be out of this inning, but instead it's 2-0 Richmond. It's still not out of it yet with a man on third and 2 down for Brandon Martirano. Martirano, the DH tonight for the Squirrels, hitting at just 189. First pitch to him is fisted into right field, and that's going to fall for a base hit. Rojas over to cut it off. Martirano, a big turnaround first, and he has to scamper back to second, or back to first base. But it is an RBI single, and it's 3-0 Squirrels on top.
Right fielder number 18, Carter
It's the
Williams.
10th RBI of the season for Martirano. That will bring Carter Williams to the plate.
Yeah, fastball that was up high, but a nice job by Martirano to quickly get the hands to it.
Williams at 237 on the season. 5 home runs, 16 RBIs as he stands in there. Another left-handed hitter. And first pitch from Vargas is again up high for a ball. Williams began the season at Eugene, called up after only a short stint at Eugene, and is here in Richmond ever since. Phillies actually began the first half of the season in Richmond. A 3-game road trip that did not go well. Richmond won all 3 games in that series. This one ripped into right field, going back and hooking foul and landing into the pool pavilion. Carter Williams home run distance, but just a little bit out in front of it, and it turns into a loud strike 2.
Very thankfully for that one to be foul. But yeah, I mean, the Reading team that was in Richmond that weekend, a lot of the players, yes, may still be the same, but it just feels like the overall complexion of the group a lot different than it was when they opened the year in Richmond.
So Carter Williams back in the batter's box, and a snap throw that makes Brandon Martirano dive back in safely. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Carter Williams, who does have 5 home runs on the season, as he stands in, facing Victor Vargas. This one fisted towards third baseman Matthew Kroon. Off balance throw and a stretch, and Ortiz holds on. Nice play on both sides of the diamond, and that will do it for Richmond in the first. But the Squirrels put 3 runs across. They do it on 3 hits. There were no errors and 1 man left. The Fightin' Phillies to the plate when we come back, when they trail 3-0.
Gear up for Fightin' Phillies season. Visit the Brentwood Industries Fightin' Phillies team store at FirstEnergy Stadium, or check out our online store 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at rphils.com/shop. We have a wide variety of Fightin' Phillies hats, t-shirts, kids apparel, and more. Looking for something new? Check out our latest selections of Los Luchadores de Reading and Reading Hot Dogs gear, plus throwback, black, R-Train, R-Phil's attire. Root for your Fightins in style. Stop by the Brentwood Industries Fightins team store or rphils.com/shop.
ROG Orthodontics is the proud official partner of the ROG Orthodontics Fightin' Phillies Kids Club. Join today at Fightins.com to get your free ROG Orthodontics Kids Club t-shirt, and visit FantasticSmiles.com for more information on why ROG Orthodontics is voted #1 in Berks and Monco. ROG Orthodontics and the Fightin' Phillies, 2 great hometown partners.
Fans, nothing beats a great day at Golden Oaks Golf Club. Located just minutes from Reading, Golden Oaks is a beautiful, award-winning golf course open to the public with perfect greens, lush fairways, and a course playing for 5 sets of tees. Bogey's Pub is open to the public with the area's best full-course menu, featuring indoor and outdoor seating and TVs to watch your favorite sports teams. Let the Golden Oaks Golf Club team cater to your need. Lunch, dinner, golf outings, parties, company events, and fundraisers. Visit our website at GoldenOaksGolfClub.com and follow Golden Oaks Golf Club and Bogey's Pub on Facebook. Golden Oaks Golf Club, where great memories are made.
Welcome back to FirstEnergy Stadium. Time to take a look at the Golden Oaks Landscaping starting lineup for the Fights. Matthew Kroon is in the leadoff spot. Carlos De La Cruz bats second. Johan Rojas is third. Baron Radcliffe back in the lineup and in the cleanup spot for the Fights. Jalen Ortiz bats fifth. Ethan Wilson bats sixth. Casey Martin bats seventh. Oliver Dunn is in the 8 hole, and Cody Roberts bats ninth. They are facing right-handed pitcher for the Richmond Flying Squirrels, Ryan Murphy. And Matthew Kroon beats it foul at the plate. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to Kroon.
15th appearance for Murphy. 13 start overall, 1-4, 5.21 ERA, 56 hits allowed across 48 and a third, 24 walks and 43 strikeouts.
Kroon with a big healthy cut, fouls it straight back. Matthew in a 9-game hitting streak. He was outstanding on that road trip to Portland when he went 11 for 24. And that batting average now up to a .327 mark. Puts him in among the top in the hitting column in the Eastern League. Takes this one up high. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes to Matthew Kroon. We'll call a timeout now with 2-2.
Kroon, .327 hitter, 36 RBIs. So he's been producing runs. He's been getting on base, doing it all.
2-2. That one's low and inside, ball 3. He's also got a very good eye. So again, perfect guy really to have in that leadoff spot, which is where he's kind of emerged into. He was in the middle of the lineup for most part of this season. 3-2 pitch to him. Beats this one towards third. Going to be a tough play for Matheny. Off balance throw and a good stretch at first by Logan Wyatt to retire Matthew Kroon for 1 out here in the first.
Well, yeah, Shane Matheny saw what Kroon did last inning and said, I can do you just as well. And one up him a little bit, but I mean, both made nice plays, but no, I mean, back to the Kroon play real quick. He had a couple of nice plays in Sunday's game, 2 of them, including the last play of the game, where he kind of charged it on a slow roller, made a nice throw to first on the run.
That'll bring up Carlos De La Cruz. The defense behind Ryan Murphy has Wade Meckler in left, on Brown in center, Carter Williams in right. De La Cruz rolls one to short. Marco Luciano up with it, throws to first in plenty of time to get De La Cruz. 1 pitch, 1 out for 2 outs now with De La Cruz being retired. The rest of the infield, Logan Wyatt at first, Hayden Cantrell at second. The man who just made that last play, Marco Luciano at short. The guy who made the previous play, Shane Matheny, is at third. Andy Thomas is behind the plate as Johan Rojas steps to the plate for the Fightins. Rojas at .317 on the season. 6 home runs and 38 RBIs as he stands in. The first pitch for Murphy is on the outside corner for a called strike 1.
Not the first time Murphy's seen Reading this year. He went 2 innings in opening day in relief. 2 hits, no runs, a walk, and 5 strikeouts.
Rojas checks his swing. They'll appeal. He did not go around, so it's now 1 ball and 1 strike. Jude Corey is behind the plate tonight. Gabe Alfonso is at first. Zdenek Zedek is the third base umpire. 1-1 to Rojas as he fouls this one straight back. Rojas had 5 stolen bases on that road trip in Portland, in addition to going 9 for 26 at the plate. Now a team-high 26 stolen bases on the year. And he's really picked up the pace in that stolen base column. Made a bunch of steals against Hartford in the last few games of the previous home series for the Fights as he fouls another one straight back. Not a whole lot of categories that Johan Rojas is not only leading the Phils in, but among the Eastern League leaders in as well. 1-2 as he stands in, and this one again fouled straight back as he stays alive.
Entering today, Rojas leads league in hits, tied 4th in stolen bases, 1st in runs, 4th in batting average, tied for 1st in triples, tied for 6th in doubles, and 8th in RBI.
So it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to him as he fouled off 4 straight pitches now. Murphy with a fastball that's about 92 to 93. It's his It's his slider that is really his best pitch. He also has a curveball that's in the high 70s. And this one tries to get a chase with that slider, but Rojas lays off, and now it's 2-2. Slider comes in the mid-80s with a fastball in the low 90s. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Johan Rojas. This one beats it on the ground. Going to be a tough play again for Matheny across the diamond with a great throw. So Shane Matheny makes a couple of nice plays at third, and the Phils go 1-2-3 in the first. One completes in baseball town. It's Richmond 3, Reading nothing.
Empowering communities one relationship at a time is our commitment at Tompkins. Our customers have thrived thanks to our focus on local lending and their commitment to the customers they serve.
They do a great job, everything for us, from our banking, our insurance, to our wealth management.
Tompkins has always been there for us.
We see a long relationship with Tompkins. They're good people.
Tompkins, banking, insurance, wealth. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Investment and insurance products are not FDIC insured, not bank guaranteed, and may lose value.
Our Phils fans can continue to expect great performances all season long on the Burke's Commercial Roofing stage. It's the home of great local talent, including the Our Phils mascot band. Burke's Commercial Roofing prides itself on being a locally owned and operated company that puts an emphasis on customer service. They provide free on-site estimates and can handle any size repair, restoration, or replacement. Visit burkscommercialroofing.com or call 610-717-3949 for more information. And don't forget to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show at the Burke's Commercial Roofing stage at America's Classic Ballpark.
Burke's Packing is a family-owned and operated meat processor located here in Reading, specializing in hot dogs, ham, specialty meats, and more. Burke's Packing provides America's Classic Ballpark with quality products, including the highly acclaimed flat-top grilled hot dog. Join us for Burke's Packing Sunday Family Fun Days at Sunday home games all season long at FirstEnergy Stadium.
Welcome back on the Reading Fightin' Phils Radio Network, where Richmond leads the Fightin' Phils by a score of 3-0 as we begin the second night. If you're watching us on MILB TV and wondering what kind of jerseys the Phils are wearing, it is part of the Fightin' Cancer Night tonight as part of the Darren Dalton Foundation. Danny Jackson, former teammate of Darren Dalton. Remember that 1993 Reading Philadelphia Phillies team that made it to the World Series. Unfortunately, unable to attend tonight. Last-minute plane issues prevented him from being. They hope to reschedule that, but the Fightin' Cancer Night begins, so a number of these jerseys will be auctioned off when the night is over with, and obviously proceeds going to the Darren Dalton Foundation. Victor Vargas facing Logan Wyatt, and after a 1-ball-and-1-strike count, misses low and inside for ball 2. Wyatt hitting at .368. This is just his 7th game with Richmond after being called up from Eugene, and he taps this one down the first base line, but it's actually fielded by Jalen Ortiz in foul territory, so it stays 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Logan Wyatt. So Wyatt 7 for 19 since being called up from Eugene. Hit .259 with 8 home runs at Eugene. He's added another home run since coming up to Richmond. So Vargas, after scuffling through the first inning, tries to get a check swing here, and they will say he went around. So the first strikeout for Victor Vargas is out number 1 here in the second.
Yeah, and I mean, that foul ball real quick. Ortiz fielded it in foul territory, but it must have kicked around the bag after bouncing in foul territory and then spun back in.
Hayden Cantrell now will bat. Cantrell hitting at .214 on the season, but that belies what he can do. He gets himself on base. 43 walks on a season, which has him among the leaders in the Eastern League in walks. And the first pitch to him is appropriate enough, low for a ball. 3 home runs, 17 RBIs, chokes up way up in the bat. You don't see that a whole lot anymore in the game of baseball. Now it's 1 ball and 1 strike on the fastball from Vargas. At about 91 on the radar gun, it's over for a called strike 1. This one lifted into center field. Going back is Rojas to the wall and up and off the top of the fence. It is in play, and Rojas gets it back in play. Hayden Cantrell hit it just below the yellow line, and now we're going to get a little bit of an argument with Dennis Pelfrey, who thought that ball cleared the porch on the Redner's Event Center.
I think you're just getting the
equipment.
helmet. Yeah.
It's a stand-up double for Cantrell. And his 8th double of the season has him at second base with 1 out and the top of the order, and Wade Meckler at the plate.
At least from our perspective, I think it was pretty clear that that one hit below that yellow line and that little alcove that just below the yellow line at the top of the fence.
Meckler got the first inning started with a walk and came around to score, and the first pitch from Vargas is outside for a ball. So Meckler has yet to see a strike from Victor Vargas, who walked him on 4 pitches. And that's at the letters for a called strike. Meckler, 5'10", 178-pounder. Drafted out of Oregon State. He's the number 29 prospect in the Giants organization because he can just flat out hit. Called up on May 17th from Eugene. He was hitting .456 at Eugene, and he's hitting .355 in his time at Richmond. 2 balls and a strike to him as he stands in against Vargas with a man on second and 1 out in the second inning. This one lifted foul and out of play. It's 2-2. Meckler not a guy who's going to show up in a whole lot of measurables. Kind of a throwback player in the sense that not a big power guy, but just a guy who gets base hits and gets on base. Excellent wheels as well. 2 balls and 2 strikes to him. That one's inside. It's 3-2.
See where Vargas goes here. Obviously walks him on 4 pitches last time up, but tried to go inside corner of the fastball. See if he tries to go back to that same spot or maybe try and work the outer edge.
From the stretch, takes a look back at Cantrell at second. 3-2 pitch. Lifted down the third base line and slicing foul, and Kroon will give it a chase but runs out of room. And so it stays 3 balls and 2 strikes to Wade Meckler. Another sunny night here at FirstEnergy Stadium. Good crowd on hand, and again, the Phils will be home for the remainder of this weekend and right up until Monday. They'll spin it over and play it on Monday here at the ballpark as well. Fireworks aplenty all weekend long as Meckler again fouls one, this time down to third base grandstand, and becomes a souvenir. It stays at 3-2. Fireworks on Thursday night and Friday night. Mega Blast fireworks on Saturday and then Monday night. And the Phils will be home on Sunday as well. All fans in attendance, all kids in attendance on Sunday receive a team card set. So plenty of reasons to come out to the ballpark and see.
Double play is in order after that walk to Meckler, so see if Vargas can try and induce a ground ball here.
Brown flew out to center field his first time up. Good wheels on the base pass. Cantrell at second and Meckler at first. And this one is ripped into left field. Ethan Wilson will give it a look, but it is gone. Vaughn Brown with a 3-run home run. And now the Squirrels have doubled their lead. It's now a 6-0 Richmond lead.
Yeah, fastball down in the zone, but Vaughn Brown just drops the barrel on it and crushes it. 378, 108 feet for Vaughn Brown. Hit just his 4th home run of the year, and this is 26th game.
RBIs number 14, 15, and 16. And that'll bring up the 3-hole hitter in Marco Luciano. Luciano also flew out to shallow right field his first time up. That's low and away for a ball. That's been the problem for Victor Vargas. The walks and the long ball. His 9th home run surrendered on the season, and this is 7th start. This one towards third. Matthew Kroon up with it. He'll take his time with a throw across the diamond, and that is out number 2 here in the second.
Nice play by Kroon, and a ball that was stung to him, but keeps his glove down on it and gets a throw across. Kroon was working with manager Al Padrique earlier today on a lot of those just short hop ground balls, and it's always nice to see when you're able to do some drill work and have a chance to replicate that in game.
So that'll bring up Shane Matheny. He singled and scored a run in the first. Base is empty now with 2 outs, and he'll have another single. So 2 for 2 start now for Shane Matheny as he rips one in between first and second for a base hit into right field. 3rd hit in the inning, 6th hit of the night for Richmond. And that'll bring up Andy Thomas, who drove in a couple of runs in the first inning with a 2-run triple. His first triple of the season. His 33rd and 34th RBI of the year, which leads the way for the Squirrels. Off-speed pitch, and he's way out in front of it. Swings and misses, and snowballs and a strike. This one's inside. 1 ball and 1 strike from Vargas, who's already at 40 pitches now on the night. 2 outs here in the second inning. This one fouled down the third base slide, sliced into the grandstand.
0 action in the Reading bullpen, so Vargas saying they get out of. And I mean, look, if you get him out of this inning, it's first game of the series, you're playing 12 straight days, so you really can't afford to burn a lot of arms in one night. So probably try and get Vargas out there as long as they can get him.
Misses way outside here. Count even now at 2-2. Thomas is originally from San Diego, California. Plays college baseball at Baylor. Was drafted by the Seattle Mariners in the 5th round. Traded to the Giants last August. Two-two pitch. Tap towards second. Oliver Dunn will make the easy play to first in plenty of time. And that'll do it for the Squirrels in the second. But again, 3 more on 3 more hits for Richmond. They leave 1 again after 1.5. Richmond 6, Reading nothing.
Cornwall Manor is an active senior living community on a 190-acre wooded campus in Cornwall, Lebanon County. The community offers independence and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs and the peace of mind of having convenient health care on site. Cornwall Manor offers a range of residential choices from apartments to homes. Prospective residents are welcome to visit us for lunch and have a chance to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmanor.org. Cornwall Manor, celebrating 70 years of senior living.
Star City Boxing, located at 4760 Schuylkill Avenue in Reading, is a 501c3 non-profit boxing gym unlike any other. Our goal is not only to help you be fit, but to be the best outlet for our youth and community. We welcome anyone who wants to improve their way of life, be fit, and box competitively or non-competitively. We work with you to reach your goals in and out of the gym. Stop in and meet our stars today. Check us out and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for upcoming events and happenings. And visit our website today at starcityboxing.org for more information on how to join, volunteer with our youth, or support our efforts in the community. Star City Boxing is a proud continued 2023 Our Phil's Fiesta Friday partner.
The Reading Fightin' Phillies are proud to partner with Berks County Mental Health and Disabilities Program. Together, we are striking out the stigma in order to raise community awareness about mental illness and suicide prevention with 3 simple words. Are you okay? The help is to begin a conversation to show Berks County that we care. Suicide hurts and affects everyone, but help is here. We will work together to help raise awareness about suicide and identify what...
We head to the bottom half of the second inning. Reading Fightin' Phillies with a big hole to climb out of. As they trail 6-0, the bottom half of the second inning presented to you by Cornwall Manor, an active senior living, not-for-profit community in scenic Cornwall, Pennsylvania, outside of Lebanon. Baron Radcliffe making his return to the Reading Fightin' Phillies in the road trip to Portland, and now stands in here at FirstEnergy Stadium for the first time since mid-April, when he suffered a shoulder injury and quickly gets ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Radcliffe at 271 on the season after a 6-for-21 road trip in Portland. 2 balls and a strike. And a big swing and no contact at the off-speed pitch from Ryan Murphy. And now 2-1 to Radcliffe. 6'4", 228, tremendous power. And late swing there, and that quickly Radcliffe is retired. So the first strikeout for Ryan Murphy is out number 1 here in the second.
I mean, look, the thing is here, yes, you're down 6, but you have a lot of baseball left to play. Don't press, don't chase pitches out of the zone. Keep working the same approach you've worked with all year. Win each at-bat and chip away. You can't get 6 back in one swing, so there's no reason to try to.
So that'll bring up Jalen Ortiz. Ortiz at 222 since coming back here to Reading. Again, as in that Hartford series, the Phillies organization opted to bring him back here to Reading so he can work on playing first base. And first pitch to him is outside for a ball. 2 for 18 on the road trip. And that went over for a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jalen Ortiz. Made a great play at first base on the stretch of a throw from Matthew Kroon. Fouls this one straight back. That's smoked into the bleachers. It's now 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jalen Ortiz. Ortiz 6'3", 215. Fouls another one straight back. Signed by the Phillies organization in 2015 from the Dominican Republic. He's now 24 years of age. That one over for a called strike 3, and back-to-back strikeouts for Murphy here to start this second inning.
I don't think Ortiz too happy about that last call. Home plate umpire Drew Corey looked like got just the upper part of the zone.
So that'll bring up Ethan Wilson. Wilson at 267 on the season. Second on the R-Phils in home runs with 11. Among the leaders in RBIs with 37 as he stands in. And the first pitch to him is low and inside for a ball. The 1-0 pitch is over for a called strike one. Murphy, the number 25 prospect in the Giants organization. And the second pitch is a curveball that's there for a called strike 2, so he gets ahead of Ethan Wilson now 1 and 2. Every one of the pitches the Phils will see out of this Richmond rotation is considered one of the top 30 prospects in the Giants organization. And this one's inside, it's 2 and 2. Some have had some success, others have struggled a bit, including Murphy with a 5.21 earned run average coming into tonight's game. 2 and 2 to Wilson. Swing and a miss, strike 3, ends up striking out the side as the Phils go weakly here in the second. After 2 complete, it's Richmond 6, Reading nothing.
Cornwall Manor is an active senior living community on a 190-acre wooded campus in Cornwall, Lebanon County. The community offers independence and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs, and the peace of mind of having convenient health care on site. Cornwall Manor offers a range of residential choices from apartments to homes. Prospective residents are welcome to visit us for lunch and have a chance to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmanor.org. Cornwall Manor, celebrating 70 years of senior living.
The Fightin' Phils know who to call for trash and recycling services. A proven winner, JP Mascaro & Sons. The industry leader for over 50 years. Trust the familiar Mascaro Blue Elephant to provide dependable, quality service for your home or business. That's JP Mascaro & Sons, one of the top companies in its industry. Trash and recycling services for home, business, and industry. We are hiring and have open positions in Berks County. Check our website for open positions at jpmascaro.com or call 1-888-MASCARO. JP Mascaro & Sons, ready to serve you.
Every time you grab an ice-cold 20-ounce Pepsi, you'll find a Pepsi emoji on the side of the bottle. So while the Pepsi delivers this, the Pepsi emoji delivers this. Ooh. So go ahead, crack open a Pepsi and tell the world how you feel and what you love with Pepsi emojis. Say it with Pepsi.
Top half of the third, we turn with the Phils trailing 6-0. Brandon Martirano now steps into the plate and swings at the first pitch. It's a one-hopper right to second baseman Oliver Dunn, who makes the play easily. And for one pitch, one out here in the third. That'll bring up Carter Williams, who grounded out his first time up. One spot for Richmond in the first and another 3 spot in the second. Makes it a 6-0 difference right now on the scoreboard.
One pitch, one out, exactly what you want. See if Vargas can try and work a quick inning here.
And the first pitch to Carter Williams is over for a called strike. Williams grounded out his first time up. Logan Wyatt in the on-deck circle. This one fisted into center field. Rojas closing and makes the catch. Johan Rojas with the closing speed to cut and take away the base hit off the bat from Carter Williams, out number 2.
And never doubt Johan Rojas' closing speed. Had a great first step and a great jolt to get to the ball in shallow center. 2 quick outs. See if you can get this third out here and get things back to the offense.
Wyatt, a strikeout victim, his first time up. Only strikeout that Vargas has recorded as of now. And the first pitch to him is up at the letters for a called strike.
Vargas not a very high strikeout pitcher. Season high is 2. He's done that his last 3, but aside from that, he's a pitch to contact guy.
This one grounded softly to second. Oliver Dunn up with it and over to first, and a very quick and efficient inning in the third for Victor Vargas. No hits, no runs, no errors, and none left. We head to the bottom of the third. It remains Richmond 6, Reading nothing.
Nursing home neglect is a serious problem. If you or a loved one has suffered from bed sores obtained in a nursing home or a fall down in a nursing home resulting in a fracture, our friends at Swartz Culleton can help. Call the attorneys at Swartz Culleton for a free consultation. Their phone number is 1-800-JUSTICE. That's 1-800-587-8423. Once again, call 1-800-JUSTICE today. Swartz Culleton is a proud sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils.
Humane Pennsylvania is an innovative national leader in animal welfare with adoption centers, accredited nonprofit veterinarian hospitals, emergency animal rescue services, community pet assistance programs, and a free community dog park. At HPA, we are passionate about going the extra base to keep your pets healthy and happy at home with you. With a variety of services and different ways and times to access them and variable pricing, Humane Pennsylvania is here to provide your pets with exceptional care, how, when, and where they need it. Visit humanepa.org for more information.
The Enersys Power Alley Pub features a 2.5-hour all-you-can-eat buffet, private bar with bartender, 2 rows of seats, bar stool seating, and 4 cafe tables. The pub provides your party a private area to enjoy the ball game away from other fans. The Enersys Power Alley Pub may accommodate groups of 40 to 60 people. Enjoy socializing with your group and watch the game with a unique...
Welcome back to FirstEnergy Stadium. The Fightin' Phils to the plate in the third, brought to you by Swartz Culleton PC. Have you or a loved one been injured? Get justice. Call Swartz Culleton today at 1-800-JUSTICE. My name is Bob McCool, and joined by a very prominent name in the Philadelphia Phillies organization for many a year in the 1980s. A shortstop and a teammate of Darren Daulton tonight, part of the Darren Daulton Foundation and raising funds for cancer awareness. Former teammate of Darren Daulton and a former Reading Phil at that, Steve Jeltz. The shortstop stands in, and I do that purposely because the Phil's shortstop, Casey Martin, is at the plate, and an up-and-coming prospect in the Phillies organization. He's ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes, facing Ryan Murphy as he stands in. And the pitch to him is a called strike. Steve Jeltz. So much has been told and talked about that team through the 80s and Darren Daulton and the kind of player that Darren Daulton was. I know you were coming up in the Phillies organization in and around the time of Darren Daulton. What kind of a teammate to you was Darren Daulton?
Well, you know, when I came up in 83, before we got to the big leagues, Darren and I he used to live down in Ark City, Kansas. I lived in Lawrence, Kansas. And go ahead.
Pop up in foul ground, and the first baseman, Logan Wyatt, will squeeze it for out number 1 here in the third.
So we used to work out hard in Lawrence, Kansas, up at the University of Kansas. And then he drove his Toyota Supra down to Florida, and we followed each other in my Trans Am, and we drove down. So, yeah, Darren is a heck of a ball player, and we I'd known him before anybody knew us, who we were. We drove down to Florida from Kansas, like I said, and I mean, he was just an inspiration all the time. He's a good friend for a lot of years, and then when he came up, I guess my first catcher in Philly was Bo Diaz. Then we had Lance Parrish come over.
Right.
And then Darren came in. So, you know, he was a leader. He was a good guy. I mean, you know, we had a click going shortstop and catcher. We had that click. So, kind of run the ball game.
Oliver Dunn steps into the plate, and Dunn quickly gets ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. You were talking to us before we got you to come on the air with us about when you ultimately came through Reading. Then the AAA team was Portland. As Dunn drives this one to center field, Vaughn Brown goes back and makes an over-the-shoulder catch right in front of the fence. Takes extra base hit away from Oliver Dunn. Still without a hit in this game now are the Phils, thanks to the catch in center field by Vaughn Brown. But when you got called up then from Portland to the major leagues, pretty good team you had surrounding you there in 1983, was it not?
It was indeed. You know, I left Portland, Oregon, and flew in on a Sunday day game in Philadelphia, and my third baseman, Mike Schmidt, my second baseman, Joe Morgan, and my first baseman, Pete Rose. So Gary Maddox and Matthews out in the outfield, Bo Diaz catching, and had a heck of a team. I mean, when I got there, I knew I was there. You know, you look around you, this shouldn't be too difficult with these guys. And you know, I learned how to play the game. I knew how to play the game when I got there, obviously, but when I got with them, I learned a lot of things. it was nice.
2 balls and no strikes to Cody Roberts, and this one's over for a called strike. Yeah, and there was another guy on the bench who was a part of that, which was Tony Perez, who's another Hall of Famer.
That's right.
They were the famous Wheeze kids. You were the only kid they had because everybody else,
everybody
everybody else was on the verge of collecting Social Security at that point in time in their career for a couple of them.
You know, after the game, I learned how to do stuff in the training room. I mean, if you walked in there, you'd see 40 ice packs. So everybody had ice packs on everything.
But it was a pretty good team, made it all the way to the World Series. Unfortunately, come to an end with another Hall of Famer, Cal Ripken and the Baltimore Orioles.
The fact, yep, they got a lead, and they were pretty much a powerhouse. They were pretty good.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Cody Roberts, taps it towards third and in foul territory, so Cody Roberts stays alive. But you're back here in Reading. When's the last time you were here at the ballpark?
Been about a year. I come down and I work with kids, so you know I do a lot of stuff and I'm all over the place. So I was over at Rich Lucia's spot over here, and,
right.
And Ray Burris came down for a pitching clinic, and they wanted me to come in, so I came in and we kind of hung out that day, and it's just nice to be back. This stadium's a whole lot different than when I was here.
Yeah, it changes. I was going to say it changes by the season. Sometimes it changes by the day, but this whole new complex is coming up that's obviously the Redner's Event Center, which puts a whole nother meaning to what the facilities are like here. Cody Roberts takes one for a call, strike 3, and that will do it for the Phils here in the third. But Steve Jelsa, we appreciate you being here. We appreciate you spending some time. Great to talk to you and great to meet you as well. Thank you. We'll take a timeout on the Reading Fightin' Phils Radio Network. It's 6-0. Richmond on top of the Phils.
Nursing home neglect is a serious problem. If you or a loved one has suffered from bed sores obtained in a nursing home or a fall down in a nursing home resulting in a fracture, our friends at Swartz-Culleton can help. Call the attorneys at Swartz-Culleton for a free consultation. Their phone number is 1-800-JUSTICE. That's 1-800-587-8423. Once again, call 1-800-JUSTICE today. Swartz-Culleton is a proud sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils.
Are you looking for a reliable food distributor to meet all your culinary needs? Look no further than our trusted team at Feaser's Food Distributors. For over 120 years, our products have been sourced from the best farms and suppliers, ensuring that you get the best ingredients for your restaurant or organization. From fresh produce to premium meats, Feaser's supplies everything but the appetite. Visit Feasers.com today to experience the difference in working with a top-tier, family-owned food distributor. Feaser's, your partner for success in the kitchen. Looking for a fast and hassle-free way to get your snacks and non-perishable groceries? Look no further than FeasersDirect.com. With just a few clicks, discover the convenience of having your culinary essentials ready for a pickup at our headquarters in Harrisburg.
The Reading Fightin' Phils are pleased to present you with their classic game program, all electronically. This program has information on the coaching staff, player roster, and front office staff. It also includes feature stories and alumni reports on all of your favorite guys who spent time in baseball town. Visit ourphils.com/programs to check it out.
We head to the top half of the 4th inning, and the Fightin' Phils still in a 6-0 deficit as Richmond comes to the plate. And it's time here in the top half of the 4th inning. Throw things over for play-by-play, my broadcast partner, Jake Starr.
Thank you very much, Bob. Top half of the 4th inning, 6-0 ball game. Flying Squirrels have the lead as Hayden Collins steps in against the righty Victor Vargas, whose first pitch home is delivered a bit upstairs for a ball 1-0. Collins, a hit and 1 at-bat so far. He's doubled and scored. That came back in the top half of the 2nd. Next pitch, just inside for a ball that counts 2-0. Victor Vargas out for inning number 3 of work. Pitch count right at about 50 right now. The hope is to try and stretch him out at this point as long as you can get. The 2-0 misses in, 3-0. Hayden Cantrell is We said 1 for 1 so far tonight. Next pitch is down the chute for a called strike. It's 3-1. Montreal currently hitless in his last 4. Coming in tonight after the double. Here's the 3-1. That one's hit in the air out towards right. It's hit pretty well. De La Cruz races back. Should have room a couple of steps in front of the track, and the right fielder makes the catch for out number 1. So back to the top of the lineup for the 3rd time this evening for Dennis Pelfrey's Richmond Flying Squirrels. Wade Meckler will step in from the left-hand side of the plate. He's reached twice. He's scored twice. Both have come via the walk. One out here in the top half of the 4th. Vargas winds and fires. First pitch, a line drive out towards right. It'll drop in front of De La Cruz. So 3 times on base today for Meckler, this being his first hit. It's a 1-out single on the first pitch, and Vaughn Brown will be the batter.
Ends a string of 5 straight retired by Vargas. But Meckler, as I said, on his last time up, a bit of a throwback player. Not a kind of guy who you look at and you concern yourself with because all he does is hit singles. He just hits a lot of them.
Vaughn Brown, who homered his last time up, was a 3-run shot. He'll dig in. First pitch. And on the hands, skied in foul territory right side. Roberts and Ortiz will both give it a look. And it'll land out of play foul. 0-1. It's appropriate on a night like tonight you bring up the word throwback because, of course, the signature phrase coined by since passed on Phillies Hall of Fame broadcaster Harry Kalas was that 93 team, this band of throwbacks.
Indeed. What a fun team that was. We had this conversation a couple weeks ago that might be the most popular non-championship team in Philadelphia sports history.
And really one of the teams that I guess rivals it could be the team from last year. But I think that 93 team is more of a team that captured the hearts of the city all year long. 0-1 the count. Vargas deals. Pitch is in tight. Roberts will throw behind it first. Not in time, so it's a 1-1 count. But
it's also a team that's still making an impression in Philadelphia. Obviously, John Kruk is still around, part of the TV broadcast crew. Larry Anderson was on that team. He's on the radio broadcast team. And when he's not, Kevin Stocker, who was the shortstop on that team, also part of it. So guys like that, and obviously Darren Dalton and the legacy that Darren Dalton created, so very, very popular among the fans and the fan base in Philadelphia because of the way they played, the style in which they played.
The 1-1 missed in tight for a ball, 2-1. Vargas will throw over, not in time. But, no, I mean, if you compare it to the 22 team really was kind of nonchalant up until September. And then it was really, even in September, they weren't really selling out the ballpark really very convincing. They found a way to sneak into the playoffs. About some September troubles, and, of course, went on a run. The 2-1 is fouled sharply down the left field line, 2 balls and 2 strikes. But a 93 team, too, it was a team that Phillies for 10 years hadn't make the playoffs. Last time they were in was 1983. And they go 10 years, they get in, and then it's a 14-year playoff list drought from there. So I think just that jolt of the one good season in 24 years, I think kind of also factors into the equation of the popularity of that group. 2-2, runner goes, pitches down for a ball. Roberts throw to second, is on the right field side of the bag and skips into center field. Rojas backs it up, throws to third, is a bit offline. So it's a stolen base for Wade Meckler, and then an E2 that allows him to get to third. For Meckler, that is stolen base number 10 on the year. Seen it a lot from Cody Roberts lately, too. Throws on the second base side of the bag. So that one missed there. Skipped into center field, allowed the runner to get to third. So Meckler now on third, 1 out, brings the infield up. 3 balls, 2 strikes count. Vargas ready at the belt and deals. Swing and a miss, down on strikes on an off-speed pitch. And that is out number 2.
Just a second strikeout for Vargas, but that's a big spot because now the infield can back up and play at regular spot with the 2 outs in the inning. And you get a guy swinging who just took one out of the ballpark the last time he was up, but a well-timed and released off-speed pitch. It had Vaughn Brown way out in front.
Marco Luciano steps in with 2 outs. The first pitch is upstairs for a ball, 1-0. As Bob said, just the second strikeout tonight for Victor Vargas. That does match a season high. 4th straight game that he's punched out a pair of hitters. See if he can set a new season high. Tonight, the 1-0. That one's dribbled up the middle towards short. Martin charges, scoops it in front of the bag, throws the first strongly, and it's in time for out number 3. No runs in the inning on a hit. There was an error and 1 runner left on third. We played 3.5. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth. 6-0 Flying Squirrels on the Phillies Radio Network.
The Louisiana Swamplands. Out here, you're either lunch or you're enjoying it. Make sure you end up on top with the all-powerful lineup of Kia SUVs, like the Telluride, Sportage, and Sorento, equipped with available all-wheel drive, higher ground clearance, and the interior capacity to bring everything you need, so you'll always remain more than a gator's length ahead. Visit your local Kia dealer today to find your next adventure in our ever-capable lineup of SUVs. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely.
When the Reading Fightin' Phils get hungry, we turn to our team feed partners. Special thanks to Chick-fil-A, Pizza Como USA, Railroad House, Why Missing Restaurant and Bakery, Jersey Mike's Subs, Mimo's Italian Restaurant and Bakery, Subway, and Clean Eats for making sure the Fightin' Phils front office is never hungry on game day. Our staff enjoys delicious meals from our team feed partners. Don't take our word for it. Find out for yourself today.
The award-winning Reading Hospital Tower Health Pool Party provides an unforgettable night out with family and friends. Enjoy a baseball game while swimming in the 87-degree heated pool directly behind the right field home run wall. Plus 2.5 hours of all-you-can-eat buffet, photos, and autographs with the crazy hot dog vendor and the Fightin' Phils mascot band. Regular season tickets start at $33 per person for groups of 20 or more. Give us a call today at 610-370-BALL. Bottom half of the fourth inning. It's a 6-0 ball game. The Flying Squirrels have the lead over the Fightin' Phils. Jake Starr, Bob McCool, thank you so much once again for joining us on this Wednesday evening here in Baseball Town. Matthew Kroon steps in, the leadoff man here in the fourth. First pitch home from Ryan Murphy is over for a called strike, 0-1. It's been 9 up, 9 down so far tonight for Ryan Murphy, who deals the 0-1. Down low for a ball, 1-1. Murphy has picked up 4 strikeouts, 3 ground balls, all in the first, and a couple of flyouts, both in the third. 1-1. Bruin will hit one foul behind home plate, 1-2.
Just taking a look at the way that the Squirrels are playing Matthew Kroon. Vaughn Brown, who made a great running catch over his shoulder in center field, is awfully shallow in center field. Straight away against Kroon.
1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Down on strikes. An upstairs fastball. That's the 5th strikeout tonight for Vaughn Brown. And that'll bring Carlos De La Cruz to the plate for the Fightin' Phils.
Unmattered, he'll start making some contact against Murphy. He has really been dominant in this, and of those 5 strikeouts that Jake's talking about, he's done that 5 of the last 7 hitters.
So Carlos De La Cruz will dig in from the right side. The first pitch is a breaking pitch that's in there for a called strike, 0-1. 10 up, 10 down so far for Ryan Murphy. Wasting a little time, gets the ball back and deals here. Swing and a miss, it's 0-2 on a fastball up and away.
Murphy is not a big strikeout pitcher. Coming into tonight's game, 48 innings pitched, only 43 strikeouts.
0-2. De La Cruz will smack it foul to the right side.
But again, not an overpowering fastball. That last one at 94, which is kind of on the high end for what Murphy can do as far as gas, but he's mixed his pitch as well, and a very good slider to work in with.
0-2. That's upstairs for a ball, 1-2. Murphy's season high strikeouts is 5. Did that on May the 18th against Akron. Season high innings pitched is 4. Has done that 6 times. The next pitch, De La Cruz will slice it foul behind home plate. Count stays 1-2, but there is action in the Flying Squirrels bullpen, so could be the final inning for Murphy as Parker Dunshee is up and throwing. 1-2 pitch. De La Cruz will check his swing and just get a piece of it foul.
I think it hit the knob of the bat. I think Carlos, in the attempt to try to check his swing, actually hit off the knob of his bat.
53 pitches tonight for Murphy here in this bottom half of the 4th inning. The pitch, slapped it foul again. De La Cruz did, and the count stays 1-2. 1 out here in the 4th.
That's why you could be an effective pitcher even if you're not overpowering in the fastball. De La Cruz is behind his fastball.
1-2. That one slapped on the ground to the first base side. Logan Wyatt stays down on it, and he'll take it to the bag himself for out number 2. And that'll bring Johan Rojas to the plate. 6-0 ball game. Richmond leads in the 4th.
De La Cruz just really not able to time up that fastball. The off-speed pitches have him kind of guessing a little bit on the fastball, and so he was behind against what is not an overpowering fastball from Murphy.
Johan Rojas will dig in with 2 outs in the 4th. Murphy winds and fires. First pitch is swung on and dribbled foul behind home plate. Count stays 0-1. Rojas 0 for 1 tonight. Grounded out the 3rd, his first time up. He's coming off a week at Portland where he was 9 for 26, scored 4 runs, also drove in 3. 0-1. Rojas lines that one hard, but it'll go down the line foul into the bleachers down the left field line, 0-2.
I'm a bit curious about the numbers you were talking about with Murphy. This is his 14th start of the season, and he has not yet gone beyond 4 innings. He did not pitch an entire season last year, limited to just 9 starts.
0-2, back towards the middle, off the leg of Murphy. Lands in the pitcher's mound. He bends down and collects it and throws the first in time. That is the final out of the inning. Murphy does look to be a little, at first banged up, but then he looks to be okay as he walks off the mound. For 4 straight innings, 3 up, 3 down, go the Fightin' Phils. We'll go to the 5th, 6-0 Richmond on the Phillies Radio Network. Join us as we celebrate Reading's Spanish and Latino culture during 12 Friday home games this season. The Savage 61 Fiesta Fridays presented by Tito's Handmade Vodka, High Noon Sun Sips, Catay Law Offices, Suburban Brewing Company, Carl's Cards and Collectibles, Humane Pennsylvania, Star City Boxing, Apis Services, Supportive Concepts, and Affordable Home Care. Fiesta Friday features special Los Luchadores de Reading uniforms, Hispanic and Latino food and music, and other culture elements throughout the ballpark. Get your tickets now by calling 610-370-BALL, online at rphils.com or at the Customers Bank ticket office. To honor the 275th anniversary of Reading, the Phils will play as the Reading Keystones on Thursdays and select Tuesdays in 2023. Tuesdays are brought to you by Coatesville VA Medical Center. Join us for 11 Keystone Throwback Thursdays thanks to Burke's Career and Technology Center, H&F Heating and Cooling, and Rip It Baseball Town Charities batting cages. Come celebrate the 275th anniversary of Reading and enjoy some great baseball on Throwback Thursdays in 2023. Get your tickets now by calling 610-370-BALL, online at rphils.com or at the Customers Bank ticket office. Top half of the 5th inning, our score is Richmond 6, Reading 0, as Victor Vargas returns for inning number 5 of work. And I'll get the middle third of the Flying Squirrels lineup as Shane Matheny, who's 2 for 2 so far tonight, will step in from the left side. Vargas a deep breath, works and deals home the first pitch. It's a breaking pitch that misses down and in, 1-0. Vargas gave up 3 runs in the first, 3 in the second. Has settled in with back-to-back scoreless frames. The next pitch is a slider that's swung on a miss by Matheny, moves the count to 1-1. Matheny has had Vargas' number today, a pair of hits and a run scored. And this is 3rd at-bat. The next pitch is down low for a ball, 2-1. Matheny, a 286 hitter, home run and 10 RBI for this Richmond squad. This is just the 12th game he's played in for the Flying Squirrels. Next pitch is skied in the air. Left side of the infield, foul territory. Kroon will give it a chase, but put on the brakes as it drifts out of play, and the count goes 2-2. Matheny has walked 46 times this year, which ranks first in the Giants system. The next pitch is a ground ball, sharply foul down the right field line, 2-2 still. Start of the year at AAA Sacramento, but hit just .221 across 57 games. Was then transferred to AA Richmond on June the 13th. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the pitch. Outside for a ball, 3-2. And it's certainly not a short trip going from single A to double A and double A to triple A if you're within this San Francisco Giants organization. 3-2. That one is off the end of the bat, foul, left side. Count stays full. If you're in high A, you go to Eugene. Then double A, you're all the way across the country to Richmond, Virginia. Oh, you want to go to triple A? All the way back across the country to Sacramento, California. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Vargas deals. Swing and a miss, struck Kim out on a fastball outside for the first out of the inning. Also strikeout number 3 tonight for Victor Vargas. That's a new season high for him. And that'll bring Andy Thomas to the plate, the catcher tonight.
Still work to do, obviously, here in this 5th inning, but after those first 2 innings where Vargas obviously got roughed up, he's settled down nicely so far now through 3, 4, and an out here in the 5th.
First pitch to Thomas, and there for a called strike. No balls and 1 strike. Vargas up to 71 pitches so far tonight. Here's number 72. Down low for a ball, 1-1. Like we said, if you can get Vargas through 5, considering the rough start he had, have to kind of view that as a win early in the series. You need your starters to give you innings. You don't want to get to a bullpen game early, especially considering the fact it's the first of 12 days in a row the Phillies are playing. The 1-1's fouled back 1 and 2.
Yeah, they don't have what has become the norm, which is having the Monday off. The Phillies will be here in Reading and finishing up this series. The series runs instead of Tuesday to Sunday as per norm, running Wednesday to Monday, and then right back at it again on Tuesday on the road trip.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Vargas kicks and deals. Ground ball, chop foul towards the first base coach's box. A little bit of a kick save by the first base coach for this Richmond team. Lipso Nava, the fundamentals coach, who also mans the first base coach's box. Dennis Pelfrey, the manager, is in the third base coach's box. The 1-2. Outside for a ball to Andy Thomas, 2-2.
Fundamentals in terms of fielding the ball, but not in kick save fundamentals, because
he kept it in front of him though. Got to give him credit for that.
I would tell you that would have went through the 5-hole and in the goal if he was in net.
2-2. Ground ball foul again. We talking soccer or hockey?
Well, either one, because it would have went between his legs and into the net. That's soccer for sure, because it was that much bigger of a goal.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Vargas from the windup toes the first base side of the rubber. Fires the 2-2. That one is fouled straight back. It'll land about 8 rows up in the seats behind home plate. The count stays even at 2. Andy Thomas, 13 hits across 18 games in June so far, 5 for extra bases. Also has 8 RBI across 8 games played. The 2-2. Down the chute, a called strike 3. Route number 2 and strikeout number 4 tonight for Victor Vargas. He's also K'd out the first 2 batters of this inning, and that'll bring Brandon Morturano up to the plate.
Andy Thomas doing a little barking on his way back to the dugout. Home plate umpire Jude Corey turning the head and barking right back. And again, you don't normally do that as a catcher, which Andy Thomas is. Normally as a catcher, you kind of keep that to yourself because you want your pitcher to get the same call.
First pitch, got in the air towards right. Not hit deep. De La Cruz races in towards the line, and will drift into the bullpen for the Phillies to make the catch to retire the side in the 5th. 3 up and 3 down. Victor Vargas has retired 10 of 11 batters as well. No runs, no hits, and nobody left for the Flying Squirrels. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. 6-0 here on the Phillies Radio Network. For top flight local jobs, go with who you know. JP Mascaro & Sons are a leading waste removal company. To meet today's employment and service demands, Mascaro is upgrading its already highly competitive employee wage and benefit package for drivers, collection crew helpers, and other positions. Call 888-MASCARO, M-A-S-C-A-R-O, for details. Work for an established local family business committed to its employees. Again, call 888-MASCARO today or apply online at www.jpmascaro.com.
Cornwall Manor is an active senior living community on a 190-acre wooded campus in Cornwall, Lebanon County. The community offers independence and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs and the peace of mind of having convenient health care on site. Cornwall Manor offers a range of residential choices from apartments to homes. Prospective residents are welcome to visit us for lunch and have a chance to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmanor.org. Cornwall Manor, celebrating 70 years of senior living.
ROG Orthodontics is the proud official partner of the ROG Orthodontics Fightin Phil's Kids Club. Join today at Fightins.com to get your free ROG Orthodontics Kids Club t-shirt and visit FantasticSmiles.com for more information on why ROG Orthodontics is voted #1 in Berks and Monco. ROG Orthodontics and the Fightin Phils, two great hometown partners.
We go to the bottom half of the 5th inning, and about 4 perfect innings from Ryan Murphy. There is an Alberta University Golden Wolves call to the bullpen for Richmond, and it is Parker Dunshee who's in for the 11th time this year. 0-1, a 4.86 ERA across 16 2/3 innings pitched. First batter he gets is Barron Ratcliffe, and misses down for a ball, 1-0. 17 hits allowed, 12 walks, and 22 strikeouts. Opponents 258 against Parker Dunshee. 1-0. That one is ripped in the air out towards right field. Williams going back, and he reaches over the shoulder and makes an impressive catch just a couple of feet in front of the Reading Hospital Telehealth character pool party for out #1, but the hardest ball hit today by an R-Phil. Now Jalen Ortiz, the batter.
Yeah, that's the second extra base hit taken away. Oliver Dunn hit one into the gap in left center field that Vaughn Brown ran down, took extra base hits away from him. But that's just good scouting, really, against Radcliffe, and a great jump by Carter Williams. Off the bat, that looked like it was at least down for a base hit and maybe extra base hits, but Williams actually tracked it down relatively easily.
First pitch to Jalen Ortiz in there for a called strike, 0-1. Ortiz 0 for 1 tonight. Next pitch to him, swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes. Ortiz was 2 for 18 last week at Portland. Got the start Sunday, was 0 for 1 and struck out in the first, but proceeded to be ejected by home plate umpire Denver Dangerfield in Sunday's win. The 0-2, outside for a ball, 1-2.
Yeah, Jalen wasn't very happy with the strikeout that got him the first time up, but he wasn't very happy with strike 2 in this at-bat either.
The 1-2, and swing and a miss, and Jalen Ortiz is down on strikes. First strikeout for Dunshee, and that'll bring Ethan Wilson to the plate.
So the line for Ryan Murphy is flat out outstanding. 4 innings, didn't give up a hit, didn't give up a walk, obviously. 4 perfect innings, 5 strikeouts. He threw just 57 pitches, and his night is over.
Ethan Wilson, the batter. First pitch is in sight. Wilson has to scurry his way out of the way of it, and it's 1-0.
I don't know how that did not hit his back foot, but it did not. And again, Murphy out of the game, not because that ball off the bat of Rojas hit him. I think his night was over with anyhow. Dunshee had been warming up that entire inning before.
Next pitch to Wilson, the ground ball back towards the middle, and it's a base hit. Wilson will put the brakes on at first, and it's the first base hit of the day for the Fightin Phils, and it ends 4 2/3 perfect innings between Ryan Murphy and Parker Dunshee.
Gives the home crowd something to finally cheer about. Right off the bat, they knew that was back to the box and a base hit in the first hit of the game for Reading.
Wilson hit it hard too, 107 off the bat. That'll bring Casey Martin to the plate for the R-Phils. He's 0 for 1 tonight. Hoping now Murphy out of the game. See if Reading can find a way to put some runs across the plate. First pitch to Martin. That's slap foul behind home plate, 0-1. And if you're watching on MILB TV, you might see a single digit on the back of Casey Martin. His number switched today from number 18 to number 5. 5, the number that he's traditionally worn throughout his amateur and pro career. So back in the comfortable number 5 for Casey Martin. Throw over towards first. It's not in time as Wilson dives back in safely.
Balk.
Oh, it's actually going to be a balk against Dunshee. Late call there, but Dunshee gets credited with a balk. That's the first time he's balked this year.
So here's what I don't understand. Why are you even making that pickoff attempt to Ethan Wilson? He's not going to steal a base down 6-0 with 2 outs in the 5th inning. So not only did you, to me, make a pointless pickoff attempt, but you end up balking and put him on second base anyhow.
No balls, 1 strike. The pitch. That's in tight for a ball, 1-1 to Casey Martin. Overall, Martin a 300 hitter, a home run, 9 RBI. Really strong week last week at Portland, 8 for 19, a couple of extra base hits. Scored 5, knocked in 5 as well. Next pitch to him is a big curveball that drops in for a called strike 1 and 2.
Yeah, that's a really good curveball there from Dungy.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Ethan Wilson leads off second. The pitch, outside for a ball, 2 and 2. Reading trails 6-0. Richmond 3 in the first, 3 in the second, but they've been quiet offensively ever since. 2-2. That one is a swing and a miss. Hits off the backstop. Takes a very favorable hop to the catcher, Andy Thomas. He will opt not to go to first and instead throw behind Wilson at third, who went to third and made a turn around the bag. It's not in time. So Wilson to third. Martin gets the first on the strikeout, and it's men on the corners, 2 outs for Oliver Dunn.
Yeah, you got to take advantage of that. It was kind of a feeble attempt at a pitch that Martin was really fooled at, and a hit and bounced all the way to the backstop. But Jake said it really took a nice bounce back for Thomas, but he double clutched the throw. Not quite sure why. I think on the angle, he didn't think he could get the throw to first, so he tried to bluff it and get Ethan Wilson rounding third instead.
First pitch to Oliver Dunn's inside for a ball.
I just think the angle that Thomas saw to make that throw from the backstop to first base, that I think he was afraid that Casey Martin, the base runner, was in the way, and that's what made him hesitate to make the throw.
1 ball, no strikes. The pitch. That's on the inside corner for a called strike, 1-1. Oliver Dunn so far tonight 0 for 1. Flew out to center's first time up, back in the third. But he bats with men on the corners and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Reading looking for their first runs of the night. So over towards first. Martin had to leap back to the bag. He was way off. Casey Martin just 1 stolen base so far since coming to Reading, but was a base stealing threat with Jersey Shore. Next pitch to Dunn upstairs for a ball, 2-1.
That was a breaking ball. It looked like it almost either slipped or squirted out of the hands of Dungy on the delivery.
Catcher Andy Thomas pretty much received that one in a straight standing up position. 2-1 on the outside corner for a called strike, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, men on the corners for the Fightin' Phils. They trail 6-0, and this is the bottom of the 5th inning. Dungy comes set at the letters. The righty fires. Dunn swings and misses, and he's down on strikes. And that'll retire the side here in the 5th. No runs on a hit. Reading leaves 2 on base. We'll go to the 6-0 Flying Squirrels. Back after this on the Phillies Radio Network.
Cornwall Manor is an active senior living community on a 190-acre wooded campus in Cornwall, Lebanon County. The community offers independence and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs, and the peace of mind of having convenient health care on site. Cornwall Manor offers a range of residential choices from apartments to homes. Prospective residents are welcome to visit us for lunch and have a chance to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmanor.org. Cornwall Manor, celebrating 70 years of senior living.
Our Phils fans can continue to expect great performances all season long on the Burke's Commercial Roofing stage. It's the home of great local talent, including the Our Phils mascot band. Burke's Commercial Roofing prides itself on being a locally owned and operated company that puts an emphasis on customer service. They provide free on-site estimates and can handle any size repair, restoration, or replacement. Visit burkscommercialroofing.com or call 610-717-3949 for more information. And don't forget to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show at the Burke's Commercial Roofing stage at America's Classic Ballpark.
To enjoy a perfectly crafted 1893 from the makers of Pepsi Cola, you must first appreciate its carefully selected ingredients. A dash of cola nut extract, a hint of real sugar, a splash of sparkling water, and a generous amount of attractive spokesperson. Trust me, I'm gorgeous. Cheers to 1893 boldly blended colas, a delicious balancing act of premium ingredients from the makers of Pepsi Cola.
Top half of the 6th inning, 6-0. Richmond has the lead as Carter Williams will step in to lead off this inning against our Phil's starting pitcher, Victor Vargas. The first pitch home is skied in the air in the infield left side. Corona third baseman darts into the grass. He will make the call and the catch for out number 1. There is action in the Phil's bullpen, very light action so far. Andrew Schultz up and throwing as Logan Wyatt's the batter. Victor Vargas now retired 11 out of the last 12 batters he has faced. Next pitch home is on the inside edge for a ball. The count goes to 1-0. Logan Wyatt 0 for 2 tonight. Strikeout and a ground out. The 1-0. That one is rope foul. It'll hit off the facing of the Savage Auto Group dugout suite on the first base side, and Andrew Schultz, who's throwing in the bullpen, will hop off the mound and field it. 1-1. That one is hit in the air out towards center. Right to Rojas. Goes a couple of steps to his right. He'll make the catch for out number 2. So 7 straight retired from Victor Vargas. It'll be the 9-man Hayden Contrell who's up. And look, if you're Vargas and you get through this inning, and you go 4 clean innings, retiring 13 of your last 14, yeah, the first 2 innings weren't great, but I think you can look at these last 4 innings as something you can build yourself off of. First pitch to the 9-man, Contrell will be taken down low for a ball, 1-0.
Yeah, and again, he hasn't walked a lot. He's only walked 2, but they were crucial walks that helped add on to that inning. You eliminate that, you eliminate part of the problem.
1-0, skied in the air towards center. Rojas started in, jolts back. Oh, race back to the track. He'll make the catch in the right center field gap for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down. 8 straight sent down by Victor Vargas. So that's it for the day. Certainly an impressive ending for the righty. We'll go to the bottom of the 6. 6-0 Richmond on the Phil's Radio Network.
Fightin Phillies are proud to partner with Berks County Mental Health and Disabilities Program. Together, we are striking out the stigma in order to raise community awareness about mental illness and suicide prevention with 3 simple words. Are you okay? The help is to begin a conversation to show Berks County that we care. Suicide hurts and affects everyone, but help is here. We will work together to help raise awareness about suicide and identify what we can do as a community to prevent it. People in need of assistance and support should call Crisis Intervention at 610-379-2007.
Spend some quality time with the family by taking them out to the ball game every Sunday home game at FirstEnergy Stadium. Sundays are Berks Packing Sunday Family Fun Days, presented by Golden Oaks Golf Club, PA Army National Guard, Culligan Water, Aspen Home Improvements, and Rip It Baseball Town Charities batting cages. Get 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 sodas for only $56 when purchased in advance. Join us for Berks Packing Sunday Family Fun Days at all Sunday home games all season long at FirstEnergy Stadium.
Looking for the place to have the ultimate family fun at the Fightin Phil's game? Look no further than Capital Blue Cross Funland. Capital Blue Cross Funland features the most exciting games and entertainment at the ballpark, including speed pitch, mini golf, ring toss and peach basket toss, mascot autograph booth, a bounce house, and the incredible giant inflatable slide. Bring your family to all the fun at their next Phil's game at Capital Blue Cross Funland.
Bottom half of the 6th inning, still 6-0 Richmond, but both pitchers' staffs have really settled in as Cody Roberts leads things off, and the first pitch to him is a called strike. No balls and a strike to Roberts, who's 0 for 1 so far tonight. Struck out looking his first time up in the 3rd. The next pitch home is a curveball that loops in for a called strike 0-2. Parker Dunshie's out for number 2 of work after 4 perfect innings from Richmond starter Ryan Murphy. And it appears Reading will likely be dipping into their bullpen as we go to the 7th, as Andrew Schultz continues to throw in the Reading bullpen. Next pitch is a ground ball towards 3rd in the hole. Matheny fields it way deep, throws the first, hugging the line, and it's in time for out number 1.
That's 3.
Another nice play from him.
3 outstanding plays by Matheny, all of them ranging to his right, which makes the tougher throw for the 3rd baseman. He's made all 3 of them on the money.
Matthew Kroon, the batter for the Fightin Phil's, with 1 out in this bottom half of the 6th inning. So Andrew Schultz continues to throw, so we'll probably see Schultz in. He's been strong as of late. Next pitch to Kroon is down low for a ball 1-0. Actually had a chance to catch up with Jeff Ponus, who's the lead baseball writer at Baseball America, who, of course, is a very heavy focus. Here's the 1-0 on the inside corner for a called strike 1-1. Very heavy focus on college, Cape, Summer League baseball, as well as the minors. Jeff was at the Phillies series at New Hampshire last month. Kroon smacks one in the air out towards center. Brown goes back. He was playing shallower. He's at the track, at the wall, and it one-hops the top of the fence. Kroon speeds into second. Hope put the brakes on there, and it's a one-out double for Matthew Kroon.
I mentioned this the last time he was up, that Vaughn Brown plays a really shallow center field. And again, that was well hit by Kroon off the bat. It did hit off the base of the fence in the deepest part of the ballpark. It still would have been a long run, but if he's playing a more traditional center field, if you will, I think he probably can get there. But off the bat, there was no shot he was going to get there as shallow as he is. And guess what? He goes right back to playing just as shallow for Carlos De La Cruz.
That one 397 feet off the bat of Matthew Kroon. First pitch of De La Cruz is in on the hands, jam shot towards shallow center. Well, Vaughn Brown was in, and it worked out perfectly this time, and he makes the catch out number 2.
Yeah, that's more to his liking right there. But back to your point about the spot where Kroon hit it in the distance, he hits that ball about 3, maybe 5 feet to left, and probably clears the White Star sign on the left center field billboards, and it's a home run.
Yohan Rojas, the batter, with 2 outs in the inning. But real quick, Jeff Ponus, we were talking, he was at the Reading, New Hampshire series at the beginning of the month, and obviously talk about a lot of the names that a lot of people are talking about with this Phillies side, but one name he brought up was Andrew Schultz, and he goes, how about that delivery from Andrew Schultz? Just pretty much goes straight back with the arm, doesn't really bring it up. First pitch to Rojas is skied in the air, first base side. The catcher Thomas and first baseman Wyatt watch it go out of play, foul 0-1, but he's like, yeah, I loved watching Andrew Schultz. Has a very unique delivery, but it's effective.
Yeah, the best way I could describe it in terms of watching him pitch throughout the season, it's almost like a slingshot. He kind of just brings that arm back, and it kind of flails out, and fires it from very deep back into his delivery.
A 1 in sight to Rojas, 1-1. It's always cool to kind of get the perspective of some of those national baseball writers, kind of just about what they see from this team and really a lot of the teams throughout minor league baseball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rojas will drive one, but foul 1-2. And of course, the focus now on the amateur minor league level things. College World Series over. LSU wins their first title since 2009. They're 7th overall. LSU, who also has potential number 1 overall draft pick Dylan Cruz and potential number 2 Paul Skeens. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rojas swings and misses, and he's down on strikes, and that will retire the side. No runs on a hit, and 1 left on base for the Fightin' Phils. We're 2/3 the way home. Top of the 7th up next here on the Phils Radio Network.
Are you looking for a reliable food distributor to meet all your culinary needs? Look no further than our trusted team at Feaser's Food Distributors. For over 120 years, our products have been sourced from the best farms and suppliers, ensuring that you get the best ingredients for your restaurant or organization. From fresh produce to premium meats, Feaser's supplies everything but the appetite. Visit Feasers.com today to experience the difference in working with a top-tier, family-owned food distributor. Feaser's, your partner for success in the kitchen. Looking for a fast and hassle-free way to get your snacks and non-perishable groceries? Look no further than FeasersDirect.com. With just a few clicks, discover the convenience of having your culinary essentials ready for a pickup at our headquarters in Harrisburg.
Empowering communities one relationship at a time is our commitment at Tompkins. Our customers have thrived thanks to our focus on local lending and their commitment to the customers they serve.
They do a great job, everything for us, from our banking, our insurance, to our wealth management.
Tompkins has always been there for us.
We see a long relationship with Tompkins. They're good people.
Tompkins, banking, insurance, wealth. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. Investment and insurance products are not FDIC insured, not bank guaranteed, and may lose value.
Top half of the 7th inning, Fightin Phillies trail 6-0, and it'll be a call to the bullpen. And I will also get called to the bullpen up here in the booth. Toss things over to Bob, see if you can keep the deficit where it is and give the Phillies a chance at a comeback.
6-0 is where the deficit is. Richmond with a 3 spot in both the first and the second, all zeros ever since, as Wade Meckler leads it off with yet another base hit. He is on base all 4 times now for Richmond. 2 walks and now 2 base hits. He's a leadoff base runner here in the 7th, facing Andrew Schultz. After Victor Vargas goes 6 innings, gives up 7 hits, all 6 runs, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Although really did settle down after getting banged around in those first 2 innings. Ended up retiring 12 of the last 13 batters he faced before his night comes to an end. Vaughn Brown now bats for the Flying Squirrels and fouls this one down the right field line and out of play. Brown 1 for 3 tonight. It was a big one, a 3-run home run back in the second. 2-run triple by Andy Thomas and an RBI single by Brandon Martirano in the first, and then the 3-run home run by Vaughn Brown. That's the run production for the Flying Squirrels as Brown swings through an off-speed pitch from Andrew Schultz. It's now no balls and 2 strikes. Schultz, 25-year-old right-hander, 6'4", 195-pounder. Played his college baseball for Tennessee. Meckler taking his lead off of first. Takes a look back, comes to the plate, misses up high with the fastball, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Vaughn Brown.
Victor Vargas went 6 innings, and look, you can't be upset with the way the last 4 innings went, but 7 hits is season high, 4 strikeouts also a season high for Vargas as well.
1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3, and Vaughn Brown is a strikeout victim. The first out here in the 7th.
And with Reading's offense, 9 outs to work with, the Phillies through the first half of the season have not been shut out. They are one of 8 teams across all of minor league baseball to not be shut out, and just one of 2 teams across AA, with Arkansas being the other to not be shut out. So that's on the line also tonight amongst these last 9 outs.
That'll bring up Marco Luciano, who is 0 for 3 so far on the night. This is the 21st appearance for Andrew Schultz, 0-3 with an 8.72 earned run average. 21 2/3 innings, 24 strikeouts, 19 walks. Meckler takes his lead off of first. Pitch to Luciano is lifted straight up in the air at first base. Jalen Ortiz is in foul territory. He'll make the catch. That's 2 down here in the 7th.
Schultz, after giving up that leadoff single, has quickly retired the next 2. We'll see if he can get Matheny here. But look, if you take out those first 2 innings, everything looks a lot cleaner for the Phillies since then. Since the 3rd inning on, Richmond has had 2 base runners. Both happen to be Wade Meckler, who's reached 4 times today. But you take out Meckler, the rest of the lineup has not gotten on base since the turn of the 3rd inning.
Jake said Matheny 2 for 3 on the night. Couple of singles his first 2 times up. A strikeout victim his last time up. As the 27-year-old stands in from the left-hand side, takes one low and in from Andrew Schultz for a ball. Matheny last year in Richmond hit .254 for the Squirrels at 12 home runs and 47 RBIs before a late season call up to Sacramento. Played for 15 games at Sacramento at the end of last season. Began this season with Sacramento. Played the first 57 games of the season before being sent down to Richmond after hitting .221 in 172 at-bats. This one is outside for a ball. Now Schultz falls behind Shane Matheny, 3 balls and no strikes. Wade Meckler, the runner at first, he's singled. 2 down here in the top half of the 7th. Richmond 6, Reading nothing. That one's over for a called strike. 96 on the radar gun that time from Andrew Schultz. This one hit hard on a hop to Oliver Dunn. He'll make the easy play to first for the 3rd and final out for the Squirrels here in the 7th. No runs, 1 hit. no errors, one left. 7th inning stretch when we come back to America's Classic Ballpark. Richmond 6, Reading nothing.
Nursing home neglect is a serious problem. If you or a loved one has suffered from bed sores obtained in a nursing home or a fall down in a nursing home resulting in a fracture, our friends at Swartz Culleton can help. Call the attorneys at Swartz Culleton for a free consultation. Their phone number is 1-800-JUSTICE. That's 1-800-587-8423. Once again, call 1-800-JUSTICE today. Swartz Culleton is a proud sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils.
International Fireworks is the official fireworks provider of the Phillies. International Fireworks shoots every fireworks show throughout the season, including 8 Mega Blast fireworks shows. International Fireworks also provides the pregame fireworks after the national anthem at each game. International Fireworks has a nearby retail store in Douglasville, Pennsylvania, where you can purchase all of your fireworks. Visit fireworksoreus.com for more information about the International Fireworks retail store in Douglasville. Thanks again to International Fireworks, the official fireworks provider of the Phillies.
There's a weekend in July where the baseball world revolves around a village in upstate New York. Baseball Hall of Fame induction weekend in Cooperstown is an unforgettable experience filled with family-friendly activities and priceless moments. Make your plans today for July 21st through the 24th for the induction of Fred McGriff and Scott Rowland as the class of 2023. Visit baseballhall.org today for the entire schedule. See you in Cooperstown, where the journey becomes legend.
We head to the bottom half of the 7th inning. The Fightin' Phils still looking for their first run of the night. They'll face Parker Dunshee now in his 3rd inning of work after Ryan Murphy got the start for Richmond. Baron Radcliffe bats for the 3rd time. Radcliffe with a strikeout and a line out to right field. Had a potential extra base hit taken away by right fielder Carter Williams his last time up. First pitch from Dunshee to the left-handed hitting Baron Radcliffe is low for a ball. This one outside, it's 2-0. Bottom half of the 7th inning presented to you by Swartz Culleton. They represent injury victims in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. If you've been injured, call 1-800-JUSTICE today. This one swing and a miss at the off-speed pitch. Radcliffe way out in front. And now it's 2 balls and 1 strike to Baron Radcliffe. Still working on getting that timing down. Came up with 6 hits in the road trip to Portland after being on the disabled list for 60 days plus. Rehab assignment in Clearwater. This one tapped foul down the first base line. Al Padrique, the manager for the Fightin' Phils, manning the third base coaching box. Ray Ricker managing the first base coaching box for the Fightins. Count full now to Baron Radcliffe. This one lifted straight up and foul and drifting back and out of play. Landing on the roof over our heads here directly behind the home plate. Radcliffe stays alive. Jalen Ortiz on deck, then be followed by Ethan Wilson. This one fisted down the third baseline. Going to be a long run for the third baseman, Shane Matheny. Jumps into the stands, but comes up short. Great effort by Matheny. And Radcliffe stays alive at 3-2.
Yeah, gave it one heck of an effort, but just a bit out of his reach.
So it remains 3 balls and 2 strikes to Baron Radcliffe. Right-hander Parker Dunshee delivers. Ripped back through the middle for a base hit. Vaughn Brown will cut it off. Radcliffe will take the base hit, the 3rd hit of the night for the Phils.
I mean, they've gotten a hit each inning off Dunshee. Now it's a matter of stringing them together, which, you know, got to just, big thing is not pressing at this point because you're down by 6. Yes, you want to get all 6 back at once, but you can't. It's not possible. Got to just find a way to keep winning at-bats, winning battles, and getting on base and turning it over to the next guy and trusting him to do his job.
So to bring up Jalen Ortiz, who is a strikeout victim both times up. Once against Murphy, once against Dunshee. The first pitch to him is on the outside corner for a called strike 1. Ethan Wilson now in the on-deck circle for the Fightins. Jake Thompson warming up in the Phils bullpen. 0-1 pitch. This one's low and away, ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Ortiz. So Ortiz now 6 for 29 since coming back here to Reading. This one is inside. Now it's 2-1. Last year here in baseball town, Jalen Ortiz hit 17 home runs. Had a late season call-up here in Reading in 2021 as well, playing in 21 games. This one right back through the middle. Vaughn Brown will not get there. That will fall for a base hit. Radcliffe had a late jump, and they're going to throw him out at second. Radcliffe had a hold up because of Brown playing shallow center field, and he came up firing. Radcliffe is retired. That's going to go as a fielder's choice.
Yeah, Brown did a good job kind of selling like he had a chance at it. And Radcliffe had to kind of hold up between first and second. And for Jalen Ortiz, you lose the base hit too. All it does is go down as a fielder's choice.
So he's hoped that the Phils can somehow or another work around that. They've had men on base the last 2 innings, as Jake said, but they have not been able to get a run across, as Ethan Wilson now will step in. Wilson 1 for 2 on the night with a base hit. First pitch to him is up high for a ball. Wilson began this season as the number 14 prospect in the Phils organization. Coming into tonight's game at 267, 11 home runs, 37 RBIs. Beats this one foul and out of play. Today's R-Phils team leader brought to you by cross-country mortgage loan officer Johanna Arias, and our R-Phils team leader in the hit column also leads the Eastern League in hits, and that's Johan Rojas with 88 hits now, best in the Eastern League. Pitch to Wilson is on the outside corner for a called strike. It's 1-2 to Ethan Wilson. That's today's cross-country mortgage loan officer Johanna Arias, R-Phil team leader. You can contact Johanna at 484-554-9969. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Ethan Wilson. He rips this one foul down the first base line. Just foul by a matter of inches, taking maybe extra base hits away from Ethan Wilson. Staying alive at 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And obviously it's one of those innings where you hope you can kind of work around the unconventional fielder's choice, and you're not kind of coming back asking yourself, what if that never happened?
Now Wilson will call time and reset himself in the batter's box. Takes that one outside. It's now 2-2. Philadelphia Phillies in Chicago tonight have opened up a 5-0 lead early on. Getting to a former Philly in Drew Smiley. Home run from Edmundo Sosa and Nick Castellanos in a 5-run second inning. Ethan Wilson swinging a miss, strike 3. He is retired. That is the 5th strikeout for Danchi since coming in. 2 down now here in the 7th.
Aaron Nola, former R-Phil tonight, moves into a tie for 8th place all time in career starts by a member of the Philadelphia Phillies. And Nola, of course, in a contract year coming up, so you hope there is a chance that number can climb a lot higher in years to come.
I'll bring up Casey Martin, 0 for 2 on the night. Did get on base last time, swinging at a 3rd strike that was eventually hopped back to the backstop and allowed him to reach safely on the wild pitch. So it was ruled a strikeout and a wild pitch. First pitch to Casey Martin is a ball. The second one is fouled straight back. And Dunshee now in a 1-1 spot with Jalen Ortiz at first base and 2 down now here in the 7th.
Dunshee with 5 strikeouts tonight, also a new season high. Had previously had 4 3 times this year.
1 ball and 1 strike to Martin. Again, he fouls one straight back at a high fastball, high off-speed pitch. It's 1-2. Martin running a 6-game hitting streak as he stands in. After a pretty productive road trip, we went 8 for 19 on the road trip to Portland. Also walked 3 times. Got that batting average up to over 300 before tonight's game started. 1-2. Way up high and inside. Now it's 2-2. Like Blake Rivers now up and throwing in the Richmond bullpen. Dunshee again in his 3rd inning of relief. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and again it gets away from Thomas, but this time right in front of him. He'll make the throw down to first base without a problem. So Dunshee ends up with 6 strikeouts, assuming his night is over with, as the Phils are retired here in the 7th. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left, 7 complete. It remains Richmond 6, running nothing.
Nursing home neglect is a serious problem. If you or a loved one has suffered from bed sores obtained in a nursing home or a fall down in a nursing home resulting in a fracture, our friends at Swartz Culleton can help. Call the attorneys at Swartz Culleton for a free consultation. Their phone number is 1-800-JUSTICE. That's 1-800-587-8423. Once again, call 1-800-JUSTICE today. Swartz Culleton is a proud sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that'll bring your baseball memories to life. Connect with events that have shaped and changed the game and our country. Our stories to tell, your memories to share. Plan your visit today at baseballhall.org.
The Reading Fightin' Phil's birthday package is the best way to celebrate a birthday. Whether you're a youngster or an adult, there's no better birthday than a Fightin' Phil's birthday. The Fightin' Fan birthday package is customizable for fans of any age and starts at just $130. Base packages include 10 general admission tickets to a Fightin's home game, an autographed baseball, and a VIP reserved parking spot. Fans can also add a wide variety of experiences and options to make sure your favorite Fightin's fan's birthday is a grand slam.
Now, Vernon University Golden Wolves call the bullpen. Will bring Jake Thompson in for the Fightin' Phils. We trail Richmond 6-0 as Richmond comes to the plate here in the top half of the 8th inning. Andy Thomas will lead it off for the Flying Squirrels. He's 1 for 3 in the night with a 2-run triple back in the first inning. First pitch swing, he beats it foul. It actually rolls out in front of the plate. Cody Roberts will pick it up, but it hit off the foot of Andy Thomas for a dead ball, so no balls and a strike.
Jake Thompson, 4th appearance. 3 innings pitched so far, 3 strikeouts to 7 walks. Threw an inning on the 23rd at Portland 5 days ago. 3 runs, just 1 earned across an inning of work.
A 1 pitch, off-speed pitch, and a good one as Thomas is way out in front. Now Thompson is way out in front, no balls and 2 strikes. Time called at the plate, established in 1928. The Manor Golf Club is one of the oldest public courses in eastern Pennsylvania, located between Philadelphia, Lancaster, and Allentown and Sinking Spring. The Manor Golf Club offers a true test of golf on a traditional championship-style golf course. As this one is rolled towards first, Jalen Ortiz makes the play to his right. He'll use Jake Thompson to help at the bag for out number 1.
Nice play all around. Jake Thompson starts off with a fastball, goes to a couple of sliders off speed to get the first out of the inning. Would be just a huge confidence boost for him. Look, throw out the score for a minute here. If Thompson can get through an inning cleanly and do it effectively, has to just feel good for someone like Thompson, who's still working on finding his footing here in Reading.
Now to bring up Brandon Martirano. He is 1 for 3 tonight with an RBI single in that 3-run first inning for Richmond. By the way, we invite you to visit themanorgolfclub.com for more information. If you're interested in playing around the golf at the Manor. This one outside from Thompson. Now it's 1-1 to Brandon Martirano. 6-0 Flying Squirrels on top. 6 runs on 8 hits for Richmond. No runs on 3 hits for the Fightins. This one on the outside corner, and that quickly it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes to Martirano. Bit of a homecoming in some ways for Martirano, originally from Marlborough, New Jersey. That one's on the outside corner. They appealed whether or not he swung, but he did not. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Martirano. He played his college baseball at North Carolina. 16th round draft pick of the Giants in 2019. This one fisted foul and out of play. Martirano, the designated hitter for the Flying Squirrels in tonight's lineup. Now he'll call time with a 3-2 count on it. 1 down here in the top half of the 8th inning. It's outside, ball 4. 3rd walks given up now for the Reading pitching staff. 1 by Vargas in the 1st and 1 by Vargas in the 2nd. That's it since that point in time.
And the first walk given up to any batter aside from Wade Meckler. He had the first two, which came in his first two at-bats in the first and second inning, respectively.
So that'll bring up Carter Williams, who's 0 for 3 on the night. Again, this Richmond lineup tonight loaded with left-handed hitters. So there is only one left-handed pitcher in the Fightin's bullpen, and that's Keelan Kilgore. 1 ball and no strikes now to Williams. That one's over for a called strike 1. Five left-handed hitters, and then if you throw in Hayden Cantrell, who's a switch hitter, 6 of the 9 in the lineup tonight for Dennis Pelfrey, batting from the left-hand side. This one hit hard, but right at Jalen Ortiz, and he'll end up getting a double play out of it as the runner, Martirano, had broken towards second, and Ortiz makes the grab, steps on the bag for an inning-ending double play. So, Richmond in the 8th, no runs, no hits, no errors, and ultimately none left. To the bottom of the 8th we go. Phil's still looking for their first run. They're down 6-0.
Baseball fans, introducing Bally Live, the only app where minor league baseball fans can score major rewards. When you stream your favorite teams live, you'll score rewards. When you chat with friends during a watch party, you'll score rewards. And when you test your skills at trivia, you'll score rewards. Being a fan of minor leagues has never been so rewarding. So what are you waiting for? Download Bally Live for free from the app or Play Store and start scoring rewards today.
Berks Immunization Coalition works to provide leadership and education in promoting age-appropriate immunization across the lifespan for all residents of Berks County. This is a coalition comprised of local physicians, nurse practitioners, school nurses, immunization coordinators, immunization advocates, and pharmaceutical representatives working to encourage continuity of immunization through medical resources. They focus on educating both the community and the providers. For more information, please visit www.immunizeba.org and click Local Coalitions.
Baseball Town Charities is a nonprofit 501c3 charitable organization founded to keep baseball alive in Reading. Youngsters can benefit from the many life lessons the game can offer. Baseball Town Charities currently supports kids and adults with mental and physical disabilities through the Baseball Dream League. Baseball Town Charities also supports inner-city baseball development through the Rip It for Life program, which provides growth both on and off the baseball field. For more information, please visit baseballtown.org.
The Vernon University Golden Wolves called the bullpen for Richmond. Will bring in right-hander Blake Rivera. He will face 8, 9, and 1 due up for the Fights here in the 8th inning. Oliver Dunn, Cody Roberts, and Matthew Kroon due up for Reading, who trails Richmond by a score of 6-0. First pitch, Dunn swings and fouls it straight back.
22nd game for Rivera. He's 1-4, 3.46 ERA. 22 hits allowed, 24 walks, 36 strikeouts across 26 innings pitched, and opponents sitting 229 against him.
A 1 pitch to Dunn is over for a called strike 2. Dunn struck out his last time up, had an extra base hit taken away from him on a great running catch by center fielder Vaughn Brown his first time up. Back into third. Drive in the left center field that Brown ran down at the warning track. 0-2 pitch is up and in, ball 1. Dunn 6 for 22 on the road trip. Had 3 home runs at Hadlock Field in Portland. 9 RBIs on that trip. This one fisted towards right. Going to be a long run for Wade Meckler, but he'll get there in plenty of time. And that is out number 1 here in the 8th.
Oliver Dunn had home runs in Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night's game. That made him the first star photo homer in 3 straight games. Logan O'Hoppe did it last year from May 17th to the 20th. Actually, he did it in 4 straight on the road at Somerset last year.
That'll bring up Cody Roberts. He too looking for his first base hit tonight. Phil's with only 3 hits so far. As Roberts stands in 0 for 2. First pitch over for a called strike. So for Parker Dunshee, ends up going 3 innings, 3 hits, no runs, no walks, and 6 strikeouts. So the Richmond pitchers so far in this game have struck out 11 and haven't walked a batter as Cody Roberts swings through a pitch that's now makes the count no balls and 2 strikes, and he'll call time.
Of course, Logan O'Hoppe, who was included in the trade that got the Phillies Brandon Marsh last season.
Roberts back in the batter's box, facing Rivera, an 0-2 pitch. started to swing and stop. They appeal, and it's an easy call that Roberts did not go around. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes to Cody Roberts. That one's over for a called strike 3, and Roberts knew it. Got fooled on the breaking ball, and that is out number 2 here in the 8th.
Yeah, it's a good job pulling the string there by Blake Rivera. I mean, look, Richmond pitching, got to give them a tip of the cap. They've been good tonight. They've kept these batters off balance. We know how good this Phillies offense is, and they have been stone cold quiet tonight.
That'll bring up Matthew Kroon, 1 for 3 with a double. This one tapped towards short. Luciano will make the play across the diamond in plenty of time, and the Phils go quietly here in the 8th. 1, 2, 3 for Reading. And we'll head to the 9th. Richmond 6, Reading nothing.
White Star Tours and Travel Centers offers the Phillies fan road trip again this season. It's your chance to hit the road with other Phillies fans, see an Phillies road game, meet with an Phillies player, and also see an Iron Pigs and Phillies road game. The White Star Phillies road trip visits Altoona, Toledo, and Cleveland from Thursday, July 20th until Sunday, July 23rd. See the Phillies in Altoona Thursday, meet with an Phillies player or coach, then head to Toledo Friday and Cleveland Saturday to see many former Fightins in action. The trip heads back to Reading on Sunday. Visit the customer service booth for more info on the White Star Phillies fan road trip to Altoona, Toledo, and Cleveland. Space is very limited, so sign up today.
You can add a delicious all-you-can-eat buffet to any Reading Fightin' Phillies game ticket for only $21. This selection includes barbecue chicken and sandwiches, cheeseburgers, hamburgers, hot dogs, corn, pasta salad, baked beans, potato salad, chips, cookies, and so much more. Drinks feature all Pepsi products. Call the Fightins at 610-370-BALL. Order online at rphillies.com or visit the Customers Bank ticket office at FirstEnergy Stadium.
Mimo's Italian Restaurant and Pizzeria, located conveniently at 290 Morgantown Road in Reading, has been serving Berks County community with authentic Italian dishes since its grand opening in April 1997. With a wide selection of homemade Italian favorites, be sure to enjoy an amazing meal for everyone in your family. In addition, Mimo's newly renovated space is the perfect spot for private parties and events. Mimo's is proudly family-owned and operated and has been voted best in Berks on multiple occasions. Visit Mimo's for more information. Visit mimos.org for more information. Mimo's is a proud 2023 Fightin' Phillies team feed partner. To the 9th we head. Jake Thompson back out there in his second inning of work for the Phils, facing Logan Wyatt, who fists one into shallow left field. Matthew Kroon gives it chase, but it falls ultimately harmlessly in foul territory. Long run for both Ethan Wilson and Matthew Kroon, but a left-handed batter in Logan Wyatt. They just could not get there. That's 1 ball and 1 strike now to Wyatt, who's 0 for 3 on the night. Logan Wyatt, Hayden Cantrell, and Wade Meckler, which is 8, 9, and 1 in the Richmond lineup. Checks his swing, but his ball's a called strike, so it's 1 and 2 to Wyatt. This one's way inside. Now it's 2 and 2. Wyatt, a Louisville, Kentucky native, and played his college baseball for the Cardinals. Drafted by the Giants in 2019 in the 2nd round. Swing and a miss here, and he's retired. First strikeout for Jake Thompson since coming into the 8th inning. First out here in the 9th. They'll bring up Hayden Cantrell. Cantrell with a double and a run scored back in the 2nd. Flew out in his other 2 plate appearances. Has hit the ball hard all 3 times. And first pitch over for a called strike. Very unusual approach in today's game for Cantrell. Chokes way up on the bat. No balls and a strike. This one's way outside. He is a switch hitter. Playing at second base tonight. Think back to the days of Larry Boa, who choked up quite kind of like that on the bat as he stands in. But obviously he has shown in this game that despite choking up on the bat, he can still get some pop. He just missed a home run on that double. Just landed underneath the yellow line on the porch out on the Redner's Event Center. He ended up getting a stand-up double out of it. That one's over for a called strike 2. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Cantrell. He also took Carlos De La Cruz to the warning track in right center field in his second plate appearance. 2-2 now from Thompson. Over for a called strike 3. 2 down, back-to-back strikeouts.
I mean, look, there's a silver lining from tonight's game. From the third inning on, our Phillies pitching has been excellent tonight. From the third inning on, they've allowed just 2 hits, 3 base runners, a walk, and they picked up a whole lot of strikeouts too.
That'll bring up Wade Meckler. They haven't got him in any way tonight. 2 walks, 2 hits so far. First pitch inside for a ball. Again, Meckler hitting at 355 when his game began. Now he's 2 for 2 tonight, so he's up to 375. That one's over for a called strike. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Meckler also a left-handed hitter. That one's up high. It's 2-1.
And look, it's a very long time ago, obviously. It takes you all the way back to the first week of April. If you look at the Phillies offensive production against this Flying Squirrels team, 3 runs, 2 runs, 3 runs. Richmond team obviously showed early in the first half their staff had the Phillies numbers, but like we said, it's a much different team, and a chance in the 9th inning and then tomorrow night to kind of try and reverse that early script so far against Richmond.
Mick Abel gets the ball tomorrow night for the Fights. He'll go up against another right-handed hitter for the Flying Squirrels in Carson Seymour. 7 o'clock is game time. 3-1 pitch is over for a called strike, running the count full now to Meckler. And 7 o'clock is first pitch. Gate, the Tompkins Plaza opens up at 5. Seating bowl opens up at 6. We'll have the manager, Al Padricki, on a pregame show at 6 o'clock tomorrow night. 3-2 and over for a called strike 3. Jake Thompson ends up striking out the side here in the 9th as 1, 2, 3 go the Flying Squirrels. We'll head to the bottom of the 9th. It's rally time for the home team. They trail Richmond by a score of 6-0.
Unlike any other area in FirstEnergy Stadium, the Savage 61 Dugout Suite puts you in the closest seat to the action on the field. Located just a few feet from the diamond on the first base side with covered seating, abilities of motion accessible seating, and the most unique view around. Your group will thank you over and over again for this one-of-a-kind experience. Tickets for the Dugout Suite start at $27 and include options to add food and drink packages. The ProMax Fence Systems Foul Porch is an exclusive group experience. Located in our left field corner, groups of 20 to 30 people are treated to 2.5 hours of all-you-can-eat buffet and drinks. In a festive atmosphere with a bird's-eye view of the visiting bullpen, regular season tickets are $34 for groups of 20 or more. Call us today at 610-370-BALL to reserve a spot for your group.
The Penn State Health St. Joseph's 67 Club is the original hospitality area at FirstEnergy Stadium. Conveniently located along the third base side, the 67 Club gives you a front row seat to all the action at the hot corner. The area is safely protected from line drives with a large see-through net. Starting at $34, groups of 20 or more can enjoy a 2.5-hour all-you-can-eat buffet. Children 4 and under are free. Visit rphils.com or call us at 610-370-BALL to reserve your group outing today.
To the 9th we go, the Fightin Phils and the Richmond Flying Squirrels, and it's the Squirrels on top by a score of 6-0. Carlos De La Cruz, Johan Rojas, Baron Radcliffe due up for Al Padricki's team here in the 9th as De La Cruz steps to the plate. Couple of streaks on the line, both for Carlos De La Cruz and for the Fightins. As Blake Rivera, back for his second inning work, throws the first pitch to De La Cruz over for a called strike 1. De La Cruz has been on base in 38 straight as he stands in 0 for 3 tonight. The curveball is a good one, locks him up, but it's 0-2. As Jake said earlier, the Fightin Phils have not been shut out so far in 2023. That streak on the line right now as well. De La Cruz, a tapper towards Matheny. He's made every play tonight, and he makes one more here for one out in the ninth.
Well, unless this game goes extra innings, Carlos De La Cruz, 38-game on-base streak would come to an end tonight.
I'll bring up Johan Rojas, who is also 0 for 3 tonight. Couple of ground outs and a strikeout. They've had a hit taken away from him as he was the last batter that Ryan Murphy faced, and he had a comebacker through the box that hit Murphy. Murphy was able to pick it up and throw Rojas out, taking a hit away from Johan Rojas in the process. First pitch from Rivera, a ball. Second one is fisted into right field. Shallow right field comes Carter Williams, who will make the catch for out number 2 here in the ninth. All come down to Baron Radcliffe. Radcliffe, a strikeout victim his first time up, and then hit 2 rockets his last time up. The second one was for a base hit. Had a base hit taken away from him in the 5th on a nice running play by Carter Williams in right field. So 1 for 3 on the night. And the first pitch to him is a curveball and a good one on the inside corner for strike 1.
Now, it's the first time this registered with me when saying the name Carter Williams. Remember Sixers player Michael Carter Williams?
Pitch way outside, and Radcliffe chased after it. And that makes it no balls and 2 strikes now to Baron Radcliffe, so he'll call time. So the Phils now down to their final strike here in the bottom of the ninth. This one misses outside. So it's 1 and 2 for the cleanup hitter in the Phils lineup. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that will do it. Phils retired 1-2-3 in the ninth. And the second half of the season starts in a disappointing fashion for the home team as they fall to the Richmond Flying Squirrels by a final score of 6-0. We'll take a timeout back with our postgame show when we return on the Reading Phils Radio Network.
The Reading Truck. The mascot band plays a pregame concert thanks to Savage Auto Group, and it's Swifties night with the Swifties.
Welcome back to the postgame show where, unfortunately for the Reading Fightin Phils, the second half of the season started out just like the first half of the season, and that is dropping 1 to the Richmond Flying Squirrels. Richmond began this season, Reading began this season in Richmond and got swept by the Flying Squirrels in a 3-game series, and ultimately lost the first 5 games of the season and never really were able to recover from that with any kind of success until the very last few weeks of the season where they played much closer to 500 baseball, but unfortunately they begin the second half of the season with a disappointing performance tonight. Chalk up good pitching on the part of the Richmond Flying Squirrels as they got great work tonight out of 3 different pitchers. Ryan Murphy, Parker Dunshee, and ultimately Blake Rivera finished it off for Richmond, and they held the Phil's offense. We talked at length in our pregame show about how good this lineup can be for Reading, how potent it can be, but didn't look that way tonight for the home team as they were shut down, only totally come up with 3 hits on the night, and they fall tonight to Richmond when it's all said and done. Again, great work by Ryan Murphy, who pitched a perfect 4 innings, the starter for Richmond. They took him out after those 4 innings and turned it over to Dunshee, who pitched 3 innings, and then the last 2 innings for Blake Rivera. Phil's ultimately ended up striking out 13 times in this game, and not 1 walk surrendered by Richmond pitching. So when it's all said and done, Richmond's combined 3 pitchers, Ryan Murphy, Parker Dunshee, Blake Rivera, 9 innings pitched, obviously, only giving up 3 hits, no runs, no walks, and 13 strikeouts. So an absolutely dominant performance tonight by Richmond's pitching staff. And the Phils ultimately dropped the first game of this series as a result by a score of 6-0. Here's how the offense worked for Richmond, and they got it started early. The leadoff man in the game facing Victor Vargas, who got the start tonight for Reading, his 6th start of the season. And Wade Meckler, the leadoff man, was walked on 4 pitches. Vargas got the next 2 guys out. However, Shane Matheny then singled to put runners at first and third, and Andy Thomas brought both of them home with a triple down the first base line. He ended up standing at third base with the 2-run triple to make it 2-0, and then Brandon Martirano plated him with an RBI single, and that put Richmond on top by a score of 3-0. And the Squirrels came right back with more in the second. This time it started with a 1-out double off the bat of the 9-hole hitter Hayden Cantrell as he rocked one off the Redners Event Center for the double. And then Meckler followed that up with another walk. And then the 2-hole hitter Vaughn Brown blasted one out onto the back end of the Seidel Auto Group deck for a 3-run home run that made it 6-0. So Vargas was roughed up quite obviously through the first 2 innings, but he really settled down after that. Ended up retiring 12 of the next 13 batters he faced. However, ultimately in a disappointing fashion, as he had given up a 6-spot and a 6-run lead at that point in time, and the Phils never really were able to get anything put together. They had a couple of chances in the middle innings, but they couldn't plate anything. They had runners on in the 5th and the 6th inning, including having runners on at first and third in the 5th, only to have Oliver Dunn, their RBI leader on the season, end up striking out to end the inning. And then Matthew Kroon had a double in the 6th inning with 1 out. The leadoff man with Carlos De La Cruz and Johan Rojas to follow, and neither of them could come up with a base hit to bring home Kroon. And so those were the best chances for the Phils in this game, and ultimately they come up empty. With De La Cruz sees his 38 games on base streak coming to an end tonight, and the Phils shut out for the first time in 2023. So after at least getting a run in every one of the first 68 games of the first half, Reading in the first game of the second half ends up getting shut out. But again, Ryan Murphy, Parker Dunshee, and Blake Rivera, the story for the Richmond Flying Squirrels. They were outstanding, combining for only giving up 3 hits and again striking out 13 without surrendering a walk. So ultimately, when it's said and done for the Flying Squirrels, they come up with the win. And before I forget, tonight's attendance report brought to you by PSECU. In attendance tonight, 6,308 watching the Phils play the Richmond Flying Squirrels. PSECU is proud to be one of the largest credit unions in Pennsylvania. So for Richmond, 6 runs on 8 hits, no errors, and 5 left on base. For Reading, no runs on 3 hits, 1 error, and 4 left on base. Parker Dunshee gets the win. He is 1-1. Victor Vargas takes the loss. He is now 1-3 overall on the night. Don't forget the Fightin Phils and Richmond will be right back at it tomorrow night. This is game 1 of the 6-game homestand that will take us right up until the 4th of July Eve, which on your calendar will say July 3rd. And the Phils will be home right up and through and including Monday night here at the ballpark. And, of course, there are fireworks on the schedule for Thursday night and Friday night. Mega Blast fireworks on Saturday night and Monday night for the 4th of July. And in between on Sunday, kids receive a team card set. So if you want to come out and enjoy Reading Fightin' Phils baseball, please do so at 610-370-BALL to call to order your tickets, or you can order them online at rphils.com. Again, the Phils home against Richmond for the remainder of this series, right up and through and including Monday night here at FirstEnergy Stadium. So Richmond now 1-0 in the second half, 34-36 overall on the season. Reading falls to 0-1 on the second half and 28-41 overall. But again, the second half, unfortunately for Reading, begins like the first half with a loss to Richmond in Game 1. They'll try for better fortunes tomorrow night. Mick Abel, who was earlier this week selected for the Major League Baseball Futures game, so he'll be out in Seattle pitching in the Futures game during the All-Star break after the week after the 4th of July. The second full week in July will be the All-Star break for minor league baseball and for Major League Baseball, and Mick Abel selected for the Futures game, so congratulations to him. He'll be on the mound here tomorrow night in Reading, and he will take on Carson Seymour for the Flying Squirrels. For tonight, 6 runs on 8 hits, no errors, and 5 left on base for Richmond. No runs, 3 hits, 1 error, and 4 left on base for Reading. Parker Dunshee now 1-1 with the win. Victor Vargas falls to 1-3, absorbing the loss. Quick one tonight here in Baseball Town, just 2 hours and 2 minutes to complete 9 innings of baseball played in front of 6,308 at FirstEnergy Stadium. That will do it for our broadcast as well. Thanks to former Philadelphia Phillies Steve Jeltz, who was in town tonight and stopped by the broadcast booth, and we had a chance to talk to him back in the 3rd inning. Again, unfortunately tonight, Danny Jackson was supposed to be here as part of the Darren Dalton Foundation. Danny Jackson, a former teammate of Darren Dalton with the Phillies, so too was Steve Jeltz. Steve Jeltz talking about the fact that he was a teammate of Darren Dalton in the minor leagues as well as in the major leagues ultimately as well. And unfortunately, Danny Jackson, because had some flight coordination issues and couldn't make the trip tonight, so they hopefully will reschedule tonight. But the charity auction of the game jerseys worn by the Phils players and manager Al Padrique did go off tonight, and they just received those jerseys here in that auction, so that money obviously going towards the Darren Dalton Foundation and cancer research. So a job well done tonight by all involved. One more time, the final score, Richmond 6, Reading nothing. Thanks to my broadcast partner as well, Jake Starr. My name is Bob McCool. As always, thanks for listening to Reading Fightin' Phils baseball here on the Reading Phils Radio Network. Hope you'll do the same tomorrow night as the Phils and the Squirrels will be right back at it at 7 o'clock. Tompkins Plaza opens up here at the ballpark at 5, and the seating bowl opens up at 6, and we'll be in Tompkins Plaza for our pregame show with the manager Al Padrique at 6 o'clock. Right here on the Reading Fightin' Phils Radio Network, and you can watch that pregame show as well live on Facebook Live. That'll do it for our broadcast again tonight. The Fightin' Phils fall in Game 1 of the second half to Richmond by a final score of 6-0. Thanks for listening, everyone. Hope to see you very soon right back here at the ballpark. Have a great night, everyone.